Hello, welcome everybody. My name is Mr. Mock and I am Scarred for Life. It is Monday evening, 9:30 p.m., 9:30-ish, March 3rd, 2025. We're back here with Adam, and he is here with me. Hey, Adam. How you doing, brother? I think I needed to do that over, didn't I? Because I messed up. I'm not used to doing this in studio mode, and I messed up. Hi, everybody. I'm Mr. Mock. I'm Scarred for Life. I'm here with Adam again. We'll be back in just 1 second with Adam. Here you are. Hi, buddy.
All right. I mean, now they can see a black screen. Cool.
Yeah, black screen of you. That's only because you won't show your face, though, man.
Well, my lighting sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that's all good, man.
Plus, I'm bald like you, but I haven't shaved my head, so I look dusty as fuck.
I feel you, man. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Where did we leave off the other night when you insulted me and called me a Christian?
I said, look, I said, you're a Christian, actually, I kind of wanted to start off actually agreeing with you though.
On what?
So when we start looking at like Elon Musk and Donald Trump, when I tell you that I'm not with them, I didn't vote against them, but I'm not with them.
Right.
And I mean, Trump is already like he's bringing some old conspiracy theories I've had for a while. He's bringing it to life.
He's kind of a nightmare.
Well, he's been doing some shit in these last couple of days.
Yes. Oh, hey, actually, let me show you this.
I was gonna bring up how he did Zelensky.
Yeah, that's some punk shit, man.
I was like, what?
What the fuck? You see this right here? You see the screen? Oh wait, damn it! I gotta turn this off. Hold on.
You see, you kind of remind me of my uncle. You see, he's just like you too. He's an atheist, but he's a far righty.
Really? That's odd.
You're like a far lefty. So
I'm not actually like far left. You know, it's kind of funny. I never really considered myself on the left at all until I saw what the right has to offer, and the right's like a bunch of nonsense and bullshit and playing make believe and fucking, like you said, conspiracy theories, and just they're a joke, and they don't care.
You want the truth?
What's that?
Both an illusion.
Well,
it's a trick, a deception to make you think that you have a choice.
I don't know about a trick and a deception or anything, but I think that there is a lot of forces at play, and we can't control like any of it really, except for what we ourselves can control, and our voices and what we share with people and what we talk about, you know. And if we care about what people care about, you know, like you said, if enough people care, then things will go a certain way, right?
Well, thing is that that was true, but you see, they have their ways of working around it. You know, I mean, they're playing chess while we're playing checkers.
Yeah, but there's also people out there playing on our side too, man. On the people's side. Here's what I'm right here. See this name right here? Ranking member Jamie Raskin. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the good guys, man. He should be president. He's awesome. Okay, this was a fact sheet that he put in to the House Judiciary Committee, the House Committee on the Judiciary. And it is it's all of the departments of the government that were investigating Elon Musk that Elon shut down. And you want me to read these for you real quick? It's the Department of Labor, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the U.S. Agency for International Development, that's USAID, that he just shut down, that feeds babies all over the world. The Department of Transportation, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Federal Election Commission, the Department of the Interior, the Department of Defense, the Department of Justice, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Office of Government Ethics were all investigating Elon. Do you get that?
You said they were investigating Elon?
Yeah, this whole thing, it shows all the stuff that they were. I mean, you can just Google this. In fact, just Google what did I search? Government departments investigating Musk, and this popped right up. And it goes through line by line what they were doing, what the inspector generals were doing, and what Trump did. He fired these like inspector generals that are actually the people that, you know, look for fraud, waste, and abuse. You know, he fired those people, and now Elon and his doge bags are like going through the government piece by piece, man. Your government, my government, going through it, like dismantling it, ripping it apart.
Oh, is by the way, my fault. I just wanted to interrupt there.
Oh no, no, you're good.
Might be a green light. I actually might be going back to the military here soon.
Oh, awesome. That's cool, man.
So
I'm happy for
I
you.
gotta check in Thursday and see how the shit's going, and hopefully, man, I'm back in, man.
That's
Fun
awesome.
times, man.
I'm happy for you. I hope you get in, man. I really do.
Appreciate it. But
Cool, cool.
yeah, maybe you can feed a little bit of my conspiracy theory here.
Okay, go for
Um,
it.
so other than shutting down these what do you call them?
Agencies?
Yeah, agencies. Let's say agencies. Um, what else? What else is Elon doing?
Oh man.
What were they finding on him?
Oh, all kinds of stuff. Well, that's why I said you can go through and read these things. The excuse me, the Department of Labor, which oversees the National Labor Relations Board, the Office of the Federal Contract Compliance Programs, and the Employment Opportunity Commission, had over a dozen open investigations into Tesla and SpaceX regarding alleged unfair labor practices, safety violations, and discriminatory work practices. The NLRB filed a complaint against SpaceX after 8 employees said they were fired in retaliation for speaking critically of Musk. SpaceX sued the NLRB in response. The OFCCP was conducting an audit of potential workplace discrimination at Tesla. Right, this list goes on and on and on and on.
Right. Yeah, I don't expect you to read it all to me.
Exactly. I mean, you can go look this up. This This is all public information, man.
Well, the thing is that like I said, man, these oligarchies here, they run the stuff, and these guys are going to take the blame. But there's actually puppet masters behind the curtains pulling the strings.
Yeah, you keep saying that, okay, but there's been rich people in power like for since money was invented, right?
It's not
That's
a rich deal.
but it is
It's not a rich against poor deal.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, the
Right
thing
now,
is,
it's
is
the
that
billionaire class against everyone else. You know that like almost all of the wealth is like in the top 1%, and the rest of us just have like a little bit. We have like 1% of the wealth and 99% of the population.
I know what you mean.
Like that, it's like
And
it's
these
really
people
messed
are
up.
rich.
And
I'm
okay,
not saying that.
we started talking the other night about how Elon got his money, right? Do you know that a lot of his money comes from U.S. government contracts?
I'm
Dude,
sure.
oh
The guy
yeah,
launches
like
rockets in the
billions and
sky.
billions of dollars. Yeah, it's not. He got to be able to launch the rockets because the U.S. government gave him money.
Right.
It's not the other way around. We didn't give him money because he launched rockets. He got money so he could launch rockets because NASA was having a problem because our space shuttles got old. Right?
Now, can you prove this?
This is all public knowledge, Adam. Like all of it. Yeah,
Why is it you want me to do my homework, but you can't do your homework?
I literally am showing
Yeah.
you stuff like right now. Like
I'm asking you to show me something else. Show me how he got the money. What
how
are you
Elon
talking
Musk
about?
got his money. Like you
Yeah.
could
You keep saying he got his money from you know, from the government, and then it was his daddy. He
no,
got the
his
money.
initial fortune he got from his father's opal mine, and then
Nice.
he came to the United States and went to school here illegally because he was supposed to be going to school and he never did. He started a business instead, and he ended up he was something about PayPal. He was one of
That's
the
funny.
he was one of the people that developed PayPal or bought into it when it was a baby company, and then he sold it to Google for like millions and millions of dollars.
What was that first line right there, though?
Elon Musk's net worth right here is the wealthiest oligarch in the world. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That word again.
Because he is like right now, he's the shadow president of the United States. He's
Right.
ruling over people. That's what makes him the oligarch part, is the ruling over people.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. No. These next few years, man, they're gonna be looking pretty spooky.
Yeah. We're in for a rough ride, man. We really are.
As for news on that PowerPoint, though, and I'm
Okay.
flipping
Right.
from topic to topic. I'm a little
You see this
tired.
right here? His first wealth was selling by Zip2, an online business directory company, to Compaq in 1999 for $307 million. That was his very first thing. And if you start looking into Zip2, he was the co-founder of it in 1995. He wasn't like some genius or anything. He just co-founded a company that some guy actually made a product with, and he helped like develop it as a baby product, and he got his share of the um, when they sold it to Compaq. He founded XCOM or X.com, an online payment company that became PayPal, right? And then once Google bought that for 1.5 billion, that was his initial fortune. But he's got so much more than that now because of all the government funding.
Yeah, man. He's got big dollars.
He's got big dollars, huge pockets, bro, huge pockets. But yeah, but that is why all of this stuff right here is why he shut down all those agencies. It wasn't to find any fraud or abuse or anything. It was to play cover your ass. You feel me?
Right.
Right.
No,
So
I'm sure.
yeah, so don't believe them when they're saying that they're finding all kinds of crap, because they're not.
I don't believe none of the shit they talk about.
Right. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Good.
I'm always like, all right, what's the actual truth here?
Yes.
Okay, this seems
That's okay.
non-contradicting.
That's one
Alrighty,
thing
that
about
matches.
that's one thing that you got to do is find the kernels of truth in all the flood of misinformation, right?
Right.
Right. So
why I believe
that's
the
what.
Bible.
But that's misinformation, man. That's what I'm telling. That's what I'm saying. That's a bunch of misinformation that you're not paying attention to. You've got a blind spot for it.
Well, unfortunately, I've delved down the rabbit hole a little bit farther than you, but I didn't want to go too off topic there. I kind of wanted to chat about Trump and the Zelensky deal
Yeah,
because
that was some punk ass shit, wasn't it?
well, yeah, but if you pay real close attention to what Trump said in that deal, right,
Mm.
and why, like, what his role is in participating, and why he's trying to get Zelensky to give up a fifth of his
Zelensky doesn't need to give up a damn thing.
right. No, he shouldn't.
Nope.
And the thing
There
is that
nothing,
Zelensky
not a
was going
single
to.
thing, not a single thing that Trump said in that thing had any merit whatsoever. Nothing.
The thing is that Zelensky won. It was going to. He was going to make the deal, as he said, but
Right, because his
he just
back's
wanted
against the wall.
right. He just wanted confirmation that Russia wasn't going to break the treaty like the last 25 times.
Right, because and Trump won't give him any security guarantees. Like Trump wasn't going to say that we'll come to their defense if Russia does it again.
Right.
Right, and so Zelensky was like, "Hell no! Why would I give you all my shit if you're not going to fucking be there for me?"
Right. And the one thing I wanted to point out though is that Trump was talking about how oh yeah, it's going to be great for the country, like this motherfucker just stuck his hand in there. But anyways, he started talking about the development of AI and oh shit. It says my phone is getting too hot.
Is it burning your face or?
No, I ain't got it on my face. Let
No.
me take it out the case. It is a waterproof case.
Yeah. Everything that Trump said to Zelensky in that meeting was just straight up disgusting and shameful. And he looked so extremely weak and petty and anti American. Like everything that I've ever learned about this country, that ain't it, dude. And these motherfuckers going like, why aren't you wearing a suit? Like, are you kidding me? Like, dude is defending his country from an invasion. And Trump trying to say that that he's saying bad things about Putin. Yeah, he should be saying bad things about Putin. Putin's killing his people. Like,
For real though.
right, for real.
Right.
And for Trump to be doing this shit and to be aligning America with a dictator. Did you see that shit in the UN? That resolution? Trump's people had the United States side with North Korea, Iran, and Russia, and China, I think. So we sided with who we classically label as the bad guys. So doesn't that make us the bad guys? Like, what the fuck, dude? I don't want to be the bad guys.
Yeah, man. And if you focus on what he said and why he had his hand in it, what he was getting out of it, what he was bringing to the country, is it's all about the CPU chips.
Oh, those rare earth minerals. Yeah, everybody in the world's looking for
The
those,
raw
man,
earth.
because tech is exploding. Like
Mm.
we're on the verge of having like this like technological revolution if we could just survive our stupidity long enough to get there.
Here's something that's in the works. It's not like out all the way, but it's just a little study that was done. But a fake brain was able to be made through stem cells, and they were able to teach it how to play Pong.
I've seen
Yeah,
something
if
like
you
that they it's not really a fake brain. It's like a series of synapses that they grew in a dish. Yeah. And it does simple instructions and stuff. It's pretty cool.
it's basically like a structure. Yeah, it's more like a structure of a
Yeah.
brain, and then they hook up a computer through
Yep.
it,
Because their brain,
and
all it
then
is a bunch of electrical signals. And if you can jack
right.
in, then you're good to go. Have you seen that they're trying to meld the computers and mushrooms?
I think I might have
Like
clarified for me a
it's
little bit.
really cool. It's like psilocybin like mushrooms that grow and it like onto circuit boards and it follows the paths. And
Oh
I don't
yeah,
claim to know how anything about how it works or anything, but they're supposed to be like super efficient and like keeps the heat down and everything. I don't even know, but it's like they're calling it like wetware instead of like hardware. It's wetware because it's like living.
yeah, man. We're getting to the times of Noah. You know that thing you don't believe in.
What about the made up story about Noah?
Well, the thing is it's just part of my belief. You see, I can't prove what I don't know, and you can't believe what you don't know either.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Sure, you can.
How can you believe something you already know?
Well,
My
if
fault.
hmm?
I think I said that backwards, didn't I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
yeah, my fault. The
you
first,
don't know
what I meant
something, you definitely can believe it
is you
because
can't
that's just
believe
believing by
something.
faith.
You can't
That's
believe something you already know. Is what I meant.
well, you're right. Because if you know something and it's actual fact, then it's the truth, right? Because if it's a fact, then it's true,
Well, yeah, it just is. Like you can't believe it just because. I mean,
right? Like
yeah,
that's what
you
I said
can't really
about
believe it.
evolution. Evolution is a fact. It's not something that requires anyone to believe it. It's just is. It's a fact.
I think it's true up to a certain point.
No, the theory of evolution as we know it, as far as we can tell, all of the evidence says that it is true.
Well, it's definitely true for animals.
No, we are animals, Adam.
And yeah, no, I disagree. I
Well, that's
disagree.
funny because we made the classifications and we fit the classification of an animal. So
We
don't tell
fit the
me we're not
classifications
animals.
of a mammal.
Yes, and what are mammals? They're animals. Like, stop
Mammals
it.
are a
Or a
species
no,
of
a classification.
land roaming.
They're a classification of animals. Stop it. You know that we're animals.
Oh man,
Don't
look
be
up the
that
word
guy.
mammal.
What?
It's not animal. If you look up the word mammal, I don't think it's going to come up with the. I don't think it's going to say animal. I think it's going to say something like a land roaming species or some sort with like warm blood and like hair,
Really?
something
A
like that.
mammal
Warm
is a
blooded
warm-blooded
vertebrate.
vertebrate
Yep.
animal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Human beings are animals.
All right. So like,
That's what we were
uh,
talking about the other day about endogenous retroviruses. And I said it wrong. I said endogenous, and it's not. It's endogenous.
uh
Remember we talked about those, the ERVs, that our genetic material has scarring that we can see, that
yeah. I know.
we
I know.
know for a fact it's
I went
not.
and watched it. Like I said, it was the longest 4 hours of my life.
Sure it was.
I mean, yeah. So like the audio deal, right? Like when I was talking to you like this, right? I could barely hear you at all. But then when I went and watched it, it's
Yeah.
like I could barely hear myself, and all I heard was you talking over me
Well,
for the most part.
I went through. I don't know. I came on last night because we had talked and you said you were going to be here last night, but
Right.
apparently there was a miscommunication somewhere. But
Well, I just kind of wanted to go to sleep.
it's all
I'm a
good,
busy
brother.
man, you know,
It's all
busy
good.
man.
But yeah, I did mention that I've been looking at the settings and been watching some YouTube videos and reading a bunch about the settings in the OBS software stuff. And
Hmm.
hopefully the quality is a little bit better. I still need to get my router downstairs, but I don't have a piece of coax long enough. So I'm
I mean,
waiting until I get one.
yeah, I was gonna say I don't. Like I hear you pretty fine right now. Like you sound good.
Good. I
I'm
hope
not
so.
sure how I sound.
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm looking
So
at
it's like
meters. I can be like everything looks like it's fine on my end.
right.
So
That's what I was looking at before I came in.
hopefully that comes out pretty decent on stream. Okay, there was one other thing that I wanted to show you while we're here. Okay,
Okay.
you mentioned how can we all be equal but be different at the same time? Do you see what's on the screen right now?
Hold on. We have to go back to the conversation. So I believe this goes back to we're talking about different bodies, right? Men and
Right.
women.
I said we're all equal because we're all ones. And
Right.
then you asked how can we be all be different if we're all equal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the screen here is a series of ones, right? You see all the ones?
Mm-hmm.
And they're all different ones, right? Some are tall and some are short and some are pink and some are blue. They're all different colors or different shapes, but they are
Mm-hmm.
all equal to one, are they not?
Sure. Yeah.
Same exact concept with humanity.
So why can't I kill one? I mean, if we're just animals, why not just like
I mean,
eat each
you
other?
could, but what's going to happen if you kill someone? Are the other
I
ones
mean,
going to appreciate that? Are the other ones going to want
no,
to have a killer of ones in their midst?
they're gonna probably try to kill me or jail me.
Yep, that's what happens, right? Because the rest of the ones go, hey, that one is a dick. We don't like him.
Right.
Right. And
It's
that's
pretty
called
hypocritical of
society.
those ones, ain't it?
What's
It's
that?
pretty hip. It's pretty hypocritical as those ones, ain't it?
How so?
Cause man, like I mean, they're just animals, man. I'm just trying to eat. You know what I'm saying? We're all just animals.
So
We're all just
you
trying to
are
eat.
you saying you're eating another human? What are you talking about?
I'm saying if like I mean,
If you're
we eat
killing another
animals, right?
one and
We eat
you're
animals, right?
yes,
I
do
mean,
you eat human?
if push come to shove, no, don't eat human.
What are you
But
talking about then?
I'm saying if push come to shove, right?
Uh,
You'd probably go out and hunt some food, right?
well, yeah, if I was like starving to death, yeah. I got
Right.
some
What
pigeons
if
around the corner of my house that like that they they'd probably be on the list.
what if there were no pigeons, right? What if there was only people around?
Well,
You gonna
there'd
snag your
be
body?
if it was at that point, I don't think there'd be very many people around. If all of the other animals were already perished, wouldn't we all be in the same kind of boat?
I mean, yeah. So like, if you see another human, like, are you gonna take them out, or what are you gonna do,
I
man?
at that point, I don't know. Wouldn't it be like the only people left in the world at that point? And would it really matter? Like I don't know.
So yeah, you'd probably snag his ass, take him to the grill, char his ass up, put some seasoning on him, some Danos.
No, I probably wouldn't be the one that would survive that long. That's kind of one of the things that's been kind of getting me a little depressed lately is all of this stuff with the Trump administration destroying the country and by association our associations in the world, all our alliances and everything. You know, it's like basically the fall of modern society, and I get to face it with a failing body, so that's going to be fun. You know,
You see, I have hopes of getting a new body. You don't have those hopes, man. Your
you don't
hopes is
have any
going to
hopes
the
of getting a
fertilizer
new
pit.
body.
I do.
No,
That's
you
what
don't.
this is what the scripture talks about, my man.
Yeah, and the scriptures aren't true. So la di da. You don't have hope
You
of shit,
have
dude.
decided. You have
No, no,
decided, sir.
no, no. We've already gone over
I
this.
have
How?
belief. I
Okay,
have
here we go.
faith.
Here we
I have
go. This
faith.
is why I call you a liar, Adam. Because
Okay.
how can it be true if it does not comport with reality? You tell me. If it doesn't comport with reality,
I
how
got you.
can it be
I
true?
got you. I got you the perfect example.
I don't want an example. I want an answer to the question.
It is an answer.
If
It's
it
a
does
perfect
not,
answer.
if it
It's a
does
perfect
not
answer.
comport with reality, how can it be true?
It I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain. Just hear me out. Hear me out. All right. So you take psychedelics, right?
I have.
And you say you have a hallucination, right? And you see a
Okay.
ghost, right? Everybody around you, right? When you finally come to, everybody's around you telling you, dude, there was no ghost here. You didn't see anything. But did you still see a ghost? Was it real for you?
No, you had a hallucination. You just said that.
So you didn't see the ghost
A
though.
hallucination is not a real, I mean, it's an experience, but you're not seeing anything that's real.
You're seeing things that aren't there.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Did you see
And
the ghost though?
what? It could
Did
be
you
the
see the
ghost.
ghost? Did you
No,
see the ghost?
your brain is having a chemical reaction with the drugs. Like, because if it weren't the drugs, why did you need the drugs to see the ghost?
No, I understand you're under the influence.
So
I
what?
get
So
that.
what are you saying?
The
So you're
question
saying that it's
is
fine to make things up as long as you're on drugs? What? No, I know that's not what you're saying.
I'm saying if you hallucinate, right?
Yeah.
If you hallucinate, right?
Hmm.
And you really believe you saw that thing, right?
Yeah. People believe lots of things. Does one's belief make something true?
Did they see that thing or not?
They may have experienced something. People experience things all the time. I mean, have you ever been around someone who's like actually having hallucinations? It's not a fun experience because they're detached from reality, and it's rather off-putting, and it's like it's very tough to be around.
I'm sure.
I mean, if you want to know about my personal life a little bit, um, I've been in psych ward once or twice because uh, I've been a cutter for most of my life. Like I said in a couple of these ago, when I was a kid, I was taught that there's power in the blood, right? And my little baby brain didn't realize that that didn't mean that I shouldn't be cutting myself. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so I explored blood. And long story short, I have been around people who are detached from reality because I was put in there, for my own protection because they thought I was going to like kill myself or anything. But and I know if you guys, if anyone sees this and that's triggering, if you are experiencing mental health issues, please seek help. Okay, I'm not a psychiatrist. I am no one. If you need help, ask. But anyway, yeah, when you're around people that are like not participating in reality, it's very, very strange and it's very, very difficult to be around. Like you've experienced that before, haven't you?
Well, see, I had a friend who
Uh huh.
had an hallucination on an acid trip, and may or
Okay.
may not almost killed me.
Yeah.
But question is though, right? Is have you ever had a paranormal encounter?
When I've been high on stuff, I've experienced things that I would say are not of the normal variety. But are you asking if I've ever had anything like supernatural happen? I
I mean, have you ever tried playing with the spirits?
What, like Ouija boards and shit?
Ouija boards, dark magic, uh,
I mean,
enchantments,
yeah,
stuff
messed
like that.
around at like summer camp and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
I don't mean just like fucking around. I mean we're gonna sacrifice some animals.
No, I've never
No,
participated in an animal
you never.
sacrifice. I mean, I've barbecued lots. Does that count? Is that a burnt
No,
offering?
no,
Like,
no. I
no,
didn't go that far either. But
right? Because it's nonsense. Come on.
well, it's really not.
Yes, it really is. All of it.
But once you start going down that road and you don't believe in God, you are on your own for the most part.
No, that's the problem, Adam. Is that humanity is on its own. Don't you
I would.
understand that? There's no God coming to save us. It is humanity versus the cosmos, man. The universe versus us. And right now, we are not fucking playing the game, man. Nobody's paying attention. Like
So
you. You're playing make believe instead of going like, holy fuck, it's us versus the universe, and we're not paying attention. Like, why aren't you paying attention, Adam?
The thing is I am.
No, you're not.
The problem is it's very hard to explain the actual truth to somebody without sounding like a crazy man.
No, because your actual truth is not anywhere close to actual truth.
I know.
It's
I can't
not.
really prove it.
No,
It's kind of hard to
well,
prove.
I can prove that yours is nonsense. You believe the Bible is true, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, there's facts and evidence to back it up. So
No, there is not. What is
there's not.
evidence? We went over this. Evidence must contain a truth value.
Yeah,
The
I
Bible
know.
does not.
You can look it up right now.
Is genetics real?
Just look up. Just look
No.
up 10 facts from the Bible.
I'm sure
10.
there's 10 facts in the Bible.
I mean, 10.
How many of the underlying claims must be false before you accept that the entire narrative is demonstrable fraud?
Dude, you've only picked on 1, 2,
We've
and
talked about
3.
quite a few, and I've
We talked
said you
about
can go
3.
through them. Why haven't you done it?
We talked about 3.
Why
1, you
haven't you?
misinterpreted Job. You
No,
misinterpreted a simile for
no,
literal speaking.
no,
You interpreted a simile as literal
no.
speaking.
It says that
2,
God
you went to the
squished it,
tower.
man. And
Yeah, it's a
that's
simile.
even supposed to
It
be
says
God talking.
as. It
Nah.
says
Yeah,
as. Like
as
as. Like,
yes,
come
like
on, man.
clay.
Do you know? Do I have to explain to you the difference between a simile and a metaphor? You know this. Stop playing.
Why do you accuse me of playing word games when all you're doing is playing fucking games? Stop it, dude. You tried to call me a pathological liar the other day. What the fuck? You cannot tell the truth for the life of you, man. It's like you're incapable of telling the truth.
So you're telling me that the seal, right, saying the earth took form like
Like
clay
clay
underneath of
under
the
a
seal.
seal. Yes. That means that the earth is flat, which we all know
You're
is
telling me
not.
you're telling me that's literal when it says the word like.
Okay, that is the Lord saying what the shape of the earth is. That's actually the
No,
Lord is supposedly talking in that verse.
the
And he
Lord gives
says that,
similes and
and
metaphors.
he says that the earth takes form like, right?
Clay
There's your
under a
like.
sea.
The what?
Hold on, let's pull it up here.
Okay.
Pull it up here. You can
Do you
still hear
remember
me,
what
right?
it was in Job?
I believe it was.
Like was it like 8:14 or something like that? Ah. Do you remember the verse or no? Oh, you clicked off to go look. Huh, I can't hear you. Are you back at him?
Yeah, my fault. My
Oh, it's
phone
all
is
good.
getting extremely hot right now.
Is it plugged in or is it charging or what?
Yeah,
Yeah, that happens.
38%. Took it off. But I forget, but I believe it was somewhere in 30, 32, 36, somewhere around there.
What was it?
I believe it was like 32, 36,
Oh, I can
somewhere in
just
there.
search here.
All right. Back on Job.
Yeah, 38:14.
38.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny. I said 8:14. That
Let's
was
go to the
close.
KJVs.
Yeah, we'll just make sure we switch it up for you. And
Sorry.
to the NKJV. And yeah, it takes on form like clay under a seal. This is the Lord saying that the earth takes form like clay under a seal. And what happens to the clay under the seal, Adam? Are you there?
I forgot you can't hear me when I
No, I
switch
can't hear
tabs.
you when you switch
That's
over.
whack as shit.
Yes.
All right. You're
But
reading KJV, right?
yep, New King James Version right there.
No, not the new, man. You gotta get the regular, man. That new shit. They take shit
Okay.
out. I promise you, they do.
Where the hell is KJV?
They shorten
If I
stuff
can
up.
find it in here.
No, to be honest with you, a lot of times it is the same
It's
as the
almost
original.
identical.
But
The New King James just took out the these and thous and stuff. And
there's
apparently,
certain verses that are missing.
I can't find it anyway. It's in here. I know what it is. What the hell? There it is. The KJV. It is turned as clay to the seal. Right. What happens to clay to the seal?
Oh, let's go to full chapter though. Full chapter.
We already know what the chapter is, Adam. What are you doing? We already read
make sure
this.
We're reading in context.
We already did. And you know what it says. It says that the earth is flat. It says that it is turned as clay to the seal. And you know, we already looked at what seals look like. Do we need to look at it again?
Okay, so this one says as, right? It is
Yes, it's
turned
the same
as clay.
it's the same exact thing. It says the same thing. It's just a little bit different wording, but it says the same stuff.
See, like I'm saying, it has either you see the word like or you see the word as. You know what that
Yes.
tells you, sir? That tells you that's a simile.
What?
That tells you that's a simile. That's not an actual literal
Yes,
definition,
and I
exact
know,
representation.
I know, Adam. I know what's going on in the words here, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Yes,
What
the
I'm
Lord is
that
saying
it's not saying
he is
flat.
comparing the earth to what happens to clay under a seal.
It says it is turned as
Yes,
clay
as
to
clay
the seal.
to the
And
seal.
they stand,
And what
it says they
happens?
stand as a garment. Is the earth standing as a garment?
Exactly, Adam. Exactly.
Like, come on, man.
Exactly. Is it?
It's a figurative language.
Right. So why is the Bible wrong? Why doesn't the Lord know these things?
What?
Why? If this is the
You're still stuck on it being flat. It's not saying it's flat, dude.
Adam.
I'm telling you, it's not. It's using a simile.
Adam, what does this say right here?
Is the earth
what
wearing
does
a dress
that say?
or a coat?
What does it say? Can you see
Lord
it?
answered Job out of the whirlwind
and said. So who is saying these things?
Yeah.
Huh? God is saying them, right?
Yeah.
So why is God wrong?
Bruh.
No,
How
you're
is he wrong for using figurative speech? I don't understand that.
Is the earth in the form of an ancient seal? Is it like seal under a clay under a seal?
That one says it is turned.
Uh-huh. That's what you do. You turn
That's why
clay.
I went to the KJV.
Do you know anything about clay? You turn clay. That's just a turn of phrase, Adam.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't know too much about making shit
I
with
know
clay.
you don't. Seals in the ancient world, there are cylinder seals and there are flat seals. The cylinders were used to roll out flat seals. And the clay takes the shape under the seal. Do you get that? It says the earth is flat, Adam. That's what it says.
Like, when we bring up Bible scholars, right? They disagree all the time.
Yes, Bible scholars.
Is just something I would have to disagree with you on.
Bible scholars say a lot of things. It depends on what you're talking about when you say a Bible scholar. Are you talking about like an academic scholar, or are you talking about an apologist?
I'm talking about people who read the books and take them very seriously and pretty much argue and debate on.
Okay, a Bible scholar goes to school for these things.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, do you know Bart Ehrman? Do you know that name, Dr. Bart Ehrman?
No,
he's a Bible scholar. Bart Ehrman. Look that one up. Erhan.
Or look it
Ehrman.
up.
No, Ehrman. EHRE. God damn it, I have to look it up now, damn it.
Bart Ehrman. Ehrman.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this guy right here. Dr. Bart Ehrman. He is a
Let's
Bible
see.
scholar. And he's very, very well like read, and he knows a lot more than I do about than I will ever know.
That's why you brought him up.
Hmm.
Because he's not a Christian.
He used to be. He used to be a Christian. And then he
Right.
went and then he went to school because he was a Christian. Like there's all kinds. Go look good on YouTube and look him up, dude. Like he's got a whole story. There's all kinds of people like this, dude. You asked about, or I don't know if you asked about it or not, but we were talking about different creators, and you mentioned the guy with the what'd you call it, Mr. Miyagi mustache?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you were talking about Aron Ra. Is that name?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll,
I suck with names.
no, I'll show you. I'll show you who I'm
Yeah.
talking about. That guy?
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah, yeah. Aron Ra. He's awesome,
Ron.
and he is extremely knowledgeable, and he's been doing this longer than we've been alive, man.
Yeah. No.
Well,
I
longer than
love it
you've been
when he
alive, at
attacks
least.
I love it when he attacks the Muslims.
It's not just Muslims, man. He's on this in the same vein as I am. Faith. Anything that you have to believe by faith is obviously falsehood.
Right. But it's. I really beg to differ.
How so? Why would you need faith if it were real?
All right. So if we go back to science, right?
Why don't you just answer like I know you want to go back to science, but we're talking about faith.
Right.
Faith doesn't have anything to do with science.
What I was going to say is that when we do science, right, it usually starts out with a thesis, right, a theory,
No, it starts with
a
an observation
hypothesis.
and then goes to a hypothesis and then experimentation. Remember, we talked about this. The method,
Right.
yes.
Yeah, you remember that.
Right. Yes, I do.
Right, it usually starts from the hypothesis, right? Or the observation, then the
Yes.
hypothesis.
Yes. Okay.
Right. Well, that hypothesis could be considered a form of faith that something is going to happen.
Not in the slightest could it be.
Not in the slightest.
Not at all. Do we need the definition of hypothesis?
No. I know it's going to say something different. It's definitely not going to say faith.
No.
It's going to
Not
say
at
probably
all.
something like an educated guess.
No. Is a proposed explanation for a phenomenon. A scientific hypothesis must be based on observation and make a testable and reproducible prediction about reality in a process beginning with an educated guess or thought. Yes, yeah, the process begins at educated guess. You're right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
So it has nothing to do with faith.
Yeah, you're right. I
It has
can't.
absolutely nothing to do with
say that.
faith. It's like it's like when you observe something and you go, based on my observations, this is what I think is going to happen.
So what do you think about Bible prophecy then?
There's no such thing.
No such
I
thing.
mean, Christians claim that there is. Do you know that? Are you
There's plenty of
aware?
them that have came true
Bullshit.
and are coming true now.
No, there's not. Stop
Okay,
it.
I'll give you a great one right now.
Okay, it's going to be nonsense.
Euphrates River drying up.
What about
to
it?
dry up around 1600 years
How
ago,
many times? How many times has the Euphrates River dried up?
Actually, I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm hella wrong. What am I talking about? 1600 years. But how many times has the Euphrates River dried up?
Mhm.
Well, why don't you tell me? Because
I'm looking right
I'm under
now.
the impression that it hasn't dried up yet, but it's about to.
Oh, look at right there. I didn't even finish my sentence, and it's already up there. While there's no definitive answer on how many times the Euphrates River has completely dried up throughout history, historical records and studies indicate that it has experienced several periods of severe drought and significantly reduced flow, causing major societal impacts on civilizations that relied on it. Although a complete cessation of flow across its entire length is debated by experts and remains difficult to conclusively prove. So yeah, what are you talking about? Do you mean like
I think I never
completely
actually did.
ever, like no water at all in the entire river basin? Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Because no, like stop it. That's ridiculous and pedantic. It has dried up over and over and over again throughout time. That's what rivers do.
Yeah, I believe the scripture says something about this.
Yeah. What in Revelations?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you actually read Revelations?
I have.
Really?
Like I said, I'm not in the fit to be a teacher. Also, I'm tired right now, but I'm not fit to be a teacher yet.
You're
Nowhere,
not fit to be a teacher at
anywhere
all.
clear, like
Like
close.
maybe at some point in the far, far off future when you actually learn what reality is, then
Hmm.
you might be able to teach somebody.
All right, then I can teach people
Oh,
how to become
actually,
an atheist
uh,
and live for nothing.
I don't care if you become an atheist, man. I just want you to actually understand what faith is. Why is it bad to believe things when you don't know if they're true or not? Do you know that?
Why?
Well, didn't we talk about this? Because if you'll fall for anything,
Oh
what
yeah,
will you
yeah, yeah.
stand for, man? I okay. I do not think you're very honest, Adam, personally. Okay. I
No, you don't.
really, okay. I don't, in the world that we live in, I have gotten used to living around liars, if that makes any kind of sense. Like, that's why it seems so radical for me to be talking about being honest with people because
I'm sure you've had plenty of bad experiences growing up and
uh,
all the way throughout your adult life.
but from the moment that I began to understand, language, people have been lying to me my entire life. They've been lying to you too. We are all victims of the assertions and lies that we inherited from our uninformed ancestors. All of us. There is not a single human being born that is not a victim of this. Do
All
you
right, so
know?
like,
One question for you, real
all right,
quick. Do you know how long the church has known about this? The when I say the church, like historically, is like the Catholic Church, right? Do you know?
first you have to prove that they did know something,
Okay.
or or
Do you know what propaganda is?
yeah,
It's not a good thing, right? It's
it can be.
institutionalized lying, is basically what it is. The Catholic Church coined the term in 1622,
Hmm.
over 400 years ago.
Yes.
Do you know why they did that?
No.
To spread the gospel, to propagate it. That's where propaganda comes from.
Hmm.
They established the Congregation for the Propagation of the Faith in 1622, and they put down all of their doctrine as it was known what they believed at the time, and they spread the Catholic faith, regulating church affairs in non-Catholic lands, training priests for missions, organizing and directing church missions, and administering church affairs in areas without an ordinary ecclesiastical government. So they would go into lawless areas and be the law.
Hmm.
Right? You've know this, right? The Catholic Church is kind of famous for this, right? Right?
Right.
Right. And so, like I said, propaganda is not a good thing. And it came from the Catholic Church 400 years ago. That's how long that at least that they've known that it's not real. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't have done this. Do you get that? They wouldn't have sat down. Have you heard of the Council of Nicaea? You know that one,
Yes, yes, it's so
right?
famous. Everyone loves to bring it up.
Well, you know that it wasn't the only one.
Yes, I know. It wasn't the only one. There
Right.
was plenty
So
of
so
them.
how we talked about the telephone game, right? Aren't those all pit stops on the telephone game, brother?
And this is why I see. I don't believe in the Roman Catholic version of what they call Christ.
It doesn't matter.
Um,
You understand that your perception of Christianity is filtered through that stuff, right?
no, it's not,
Sure it
because
is.
this is why I tell you to read the KJV, because the KJV is not transcribed from Latin. I know that Gemini there is going to tell you it is, but I'm telling you Gemini is fucking wrong.
Do you know what the Septuagint is?
What?
The Septuagint, if I'm saying that right. You've never heard of that word?
Septuagint? You're not saying it right.
Septuagint. It's right there on the
Ah,
screen. Septuagint. It's the
okay.
earliest extant Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible.
Uh-huh.
So the Bible went from Hebrew into Greek. Everything else after that is from the Greek.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
For the KJV, yeah.
And then from the Greek, they got the Latin. So you're already 3 steps down the chain in the.
So
So
when we go,
you're not focusing on the right stuff here. You think that you found some transcendent truth, and you have not. You have found some story that
okay,
people say is true, and people say that your soul is dependent on. And if you don't believe it, you're going to go to hell, right? But it's not
uh,
true, Adam.
you want to
That's what
know the
I'm saying.
teachings I've collected from you?
Pardon?
Would you like to know the teachings I have collected from you as a
Actually,
student?
I'd like you to stop running away from the point that I'm making. But we can get back to that in just a moment.
Well, let's say I accepted your way of thought.
Okay.
Let's say I wasn't a Christian no more, right? Let's say I no longer believed in Christ, right?
Mhm.
What I've collected from you so far,
Okay.
but better yet, what keeps you sane?
What keeps me sane?
Right.
Uh,
What keeps you sane? What keeps you with a sound mind? Because you seem like you got a pretty sound mind on them shoulders, or somewhat.
I've had, like I said, I've had my moments. I've,
What
like I
stops you
said,
from
I like,
homicide or suicide?
well, like I said, I've been a cutter my whole life, so I'm not sure how sane I actually could consider myself. But
Well,
what keeps me from I actually just so everybody knows, I haven't harmed myself in years now. Just so you know, I have not
right,
done
you're
that in a
better
very
now.
long time.
You're a good person now. Right.
Well, the last time I did, I cut my neck pretty good and scared a bunch of people really bad and felt really, really, really horrible about it. And yeah, I don't go down that road because I learned the hard way that I hurt others way more than I ever will ever hurt myself. So, and I don't want to hurt
Okay.
others. So, yeah,
Why not though?
because it makes them feel bad. And I know what it's like to feel bad, and I don't want them to feel bad. That's called
But
empathy.
you said you were playing video games earlier, right?
Hmm.
What kind of games was you playing?
I was playing War Robots.
War robots.
Yep. You ever
Okay.
played it?
No,
It's pretty fun.
actually no.
It's a you know what mechs are, right? Like big ass like fighting robots, missiles,
Somewhat.
machine guns, lasers, big robots, little robots, fast ones, slow ones that kick your ass real fast, and ones that you get to beat up on if you're lucky.
Is this on PC?
It's on Android, iPhone, and Windows. But I
Uh,
my account is on Android, but I use BlueStacks and play on my PC
gotcha. Okay. Well,
just because my eyes aren't good enough to play on my little ass dinky phone.
what kind of games you play
I
off your
like
phone? You
on
have
my
a console?
phone. I actually I don't play. I don't have consoles. I play some PC games occasionally. Like
Okay.
I like Timberborn's pretty fun. Like building beavers. You ever played
Okay. So
that?
like no killing and
Done.
harming games.
Oh yeah, War Robots is killing and harming. I like first person shooters are fun.
Yeah, but they're bots, ain't it? I
Hmm?
mean, you're just killing bots though, right?
Oh yeah, But
I don't.
I'll play Call of Duty. Whatever.
Okay.
I
Well,
understand that video game violence is not actual violence.
right. But you understand what I'm getting at is you're watching a screen where you're looking out the eyes of a soldier, right? And you're putting rounds into his body and his face.
Okay, and
Right? And it brings you a sense of pleasure, yes?
I don't know if like you're talking about like the killing part is bringing me pleasure.
Well, yeah, like that's the best part
No.
of the game.
Well,
What are you playing Call of Duty
it's
for?
but it's not killing though. It's competition. And in the video game, that's
Well,
how you
technically
best your
none of it's real.
competition.
It's all just a bunch of pixels.
Yeah. That's because it's a bunch of pixels. And I know the
Right.
difference between a video game and real life. Would I want to go pick up a pew pew and go out there and start shooting people up? No, not at all. I would never, not in a million years. Again, because I know what it's like to be in pain and misery, and I wouldn't want that for anybody.
I've had a lot of people do me wrong.
Yeah.
Would I be right if I said you've probably had a lot of people do you wrong?
Um, I I suppose that's happened in my life. I don't think that I've had any like major things more than anyone else. Like no one's like personally targeted me or anything, and I don't think anybody's personally targeted you either.
People have really done me dirty.
Well, I
They really
understand
have.
that we all have experiences and things can be taken pretty seriously and pretty personally. I feel you, man. Yeah. So
Well, the thing
people,
is if I was to accept your way,
uh-huh.
is that I would be probably a homicidal, suicidal maniac.
No, you wouldn't. You already said that before. You have a conscience. You said you would not do that. You
Yeah, but
literally,
the
that was how we
conscience isn't
started.
real. The
Huh?
conscience isn't real. It's
Sure it
just a
is.
bunch of fucking chemicals. No, it's not real.
Yeah,
It's
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 your,
bullshit. I'm a speck of dust on a cosmic ball floating around in a fucking
yep.
black a
In the
marble
emptiness of
thing,
space,
whatever.
yes. And see,
Whatever we don't know.
that's the problem is that you don't actually understand what we are. You think that we're some creation from some deity that poofed us here, but that's not what we are.
No, that's
We
not what I
know.
believe. But
Sure, it is. You said the Bible is true. That's what the Bible says.
from your point of view,
What?
as I said, from your point of view, that's not what I believe. That's from your point of view.
I don't follow what you're trying to say, man.
You said I believe that we were just poofed here
Well, don't you
from
believe
some
Christianity?
magic being.
That's what
Mm,
Christianity is. It's magic.
yeah, but I'm telling you, you get it wrong. You got it wrong.
If you believe the Bible is true, then you believe in magic. That's what the Bible is, dude. Do you know what a golem spell is? You ever heard that term before? GOLEM?
You see, I can't play those games anymore, but I could show you what real
What are you talking
magic
about?
is.
Do you know what a golem is?
Let's see. A creature formed out of a lifeless substance such as dust or earth. It is brought to life by ritual incarnations and sequences.
Incantations
Uh,
and sequences of Hebrew letters.
shit,
It's
my fault.
literally what God did and made Adam. It's
Okay.
magic. You know what an incantation is? It's a spell. If you believe the Bible is true, you believe in magic.
I would argue. I would beg to
That's
differ.
no. What are you talking about? What the fuck do you
Look
think
up.
the Bible is?
All right. Just look up the definition of magic now.
Okay.
We gotta
Okay. We can do
define
that.
stuff.
The power of apparently influencing the course of events by using mysterious or supernatural forces. Suddenly, as if by magic, the doors start to open. You want the adjective? Used in magic or working by magic, having or apparently having supernatural powers? You believe in magic, Adam.
I think the first one would work.
Right. The
So
power of apparently influencing the course of events, like God, through mysterious forces, supernatural forces.
now, if you look at the word
Like,
supernatural,
okay. of a manifestation or event attributed to some force beyond scientific understanding or the laws of nature, as
I can
in
see how you could use that for God. Yeah.
what you guys do all the time. It's beyond scientific understanding. It's beyond the laws of man. All of that stuff that you guys do. You get that, right? If you
Thing
believe the
is
Bible
that
is true, you're saying magic is real. That's what you're doing. Is magic real, Adam? I mean, you said
like I
you're a
said,
serious person.
I wish I could show you real magic. You want to meet up with me like sometime at like 3 a.m. At an abandoned building
That
somewhere in the
sounded
woods somewhere.
like a really bad pickup line, brother.
Come on, man.
Come on,
You can
you know
bring.
that was
Come
funny.
on,
Come
man.
on,
It'd be fun. It'd be fun.
I'll show you real magic. You want to meet up at 3 o'clock in the
Come on.
morning somewhere? Like, come on.
Show you real magic. Here,
God
reach
damn,
into this
dude.
bag. It's gonna be. It's gonna
Oh,
be.
sure, yeah. I just
Let
reach
me
right
do a
in,
snake in there.
man.
Yeah,
No.
but
So yes,
yeah, man.
you believe in magic. That's what
Well,
I've been telling you.
you would
You
too.
what?
You would too if you could see some things. But
If I had
I
a
don't live that
dream,
life anymore,
if
so I
I had a
can't show you those
dream,
things.
what? You mean the things that happened when you were a kid?
I guess I guess the best recommendation I could make for you is to find some Satanists to hang out with.
Why would I do that? I mean,
Oh,
I
why wouldn't
actually
you do
know a
it?
couple
That'd
of
be part of
people.
your thing.
I've actually known a couple of people who are actually who go to like the satanic temple, and it's not like worshiping Satan. You know that, right?
Well,
It's more
there's
of a
different
political thing.
forms.
Yeah,
There's different forms of Satanism. But I
and
mean, like,
most
find some real Satanists.
okay, most real Satanists, probably 99.9% of them, are there for like the social aspects because they miss that part of church, and they're not
Well,
actually like praising the devil, dude. Like that part of it's like a
again,
joke
there's different sectors.
because you people can't figure out that like God ain't real, dude. So, yeah, supernatural means magic, and if you believe the Bible, you believe magic am real. Is magic real, Adam?
I don't live that life anymore, sir.
So what you're telling me is that magic is not real, but the Bible is.
I didn't say that.
Is the Bible true, Adam?
Magic is real.
No. No, it's not.
Again, you want to meet up with me at like 3 a.m. in the woods in an abandoned building? We'll draw a pentagram and see what.
Why would
Bring a
you need
sacrifice. Bring
if
a
magic was
sacrifice.
real, why would you need all that crap? Why would you need any of that shit if magic
Because
was real?
we're gonna be contacting the opposite
Okay,
side.
if magic were real, where is the indication of it? In all of human history, how many things have been shown to be done by magic? How many? Guess. This is not a hard question. How many, dude?
Guess how many things have been done by magic?
Yep. They've been shown to be done by magic.
I've been shown.
Right. How many have been
Well,
shown to be done by magic?
you don't believe in the spirit world, so
Just
even if I
answer
was
the
to explain
question.
to you how
Just
this
answer the
works,
question, Adam. How many things in human history have been shown to be done have been done by magic?
well,
You know the answer. Come on. Stop playing around.
I'm gonna just give you what you want and say zero.
Zero. It's not what I want. It's the correct answer. Adam. Stop it. You know
Oh,
that that's
okay.
not real. There ain't no fucking magic out there, man. Stop it. That's the thing of myth. That's what your ancestors believed when they didn't understand about like physics and they didn't know about like how the planets work. And they thought that gods lived on mountains and they hurled like lightning and thunder and that like Poseidon was the ruler of the oceans. I mean, come on, does God control the waters? Are waves because of God? Come on, man.
I guess the best way to explain for you is the way I went down, which is just the opposite side. Because once you go to the opposite side, that guy shows you how real he is.
You talking about the devil? The other made
Yeah,
up thing?
yeah, that made up guy.
Yeah, the thing that's not real that you are talking about that you played fantasy about. Yeah. If the devil were real, he would be everywhere. We would all know of him. We would all be being tempted.
Well, we are. We all are.
No, none of us are. None of us are being tempted by any demons, no devils. None of that shit is real.
It's one of the best lies in the book, man.
One of
Convince
the
them that
best
I'm not real.
lies.
Convince them I'm not real.
Do what?
Convince them. If I was the devil, convince them I'm not real.
If I was the devil, I'd convince everyone that the Bible is true.
No, you defeat your purpose. Your purpose
How
is to be.
so? No, I'd get everybody worshiping the evilness, like it says in the Bible. The Bible, remember we talked about that. The Bible says that God is evil, and you guys worship an evil, nasty God. Do you think that it's cool to order the death of babies? Because your God does. Multiple times, in fact. He killed everybody on the fucking planet, dude. According to you. I mean, like we talked about this. God is evil.
Sure.
Right. And you worship evil.
When an all-knowing, all-powerful being decides when
How in the hell could
something
God be
dies,
all-knowing? He literally lost Adam and Eve in the fucking Garden of Eden, dude.
it didn't mean he.
Okay,
Just,
how can you be
bruh,
all-knowing if you lose something?
If I ask a rhetorical question, am I actually asking the question for an answer?
If
Or
I
am I just
ask a
asking the
question, I'm
question for
hoping you'll
effect?
give me an answer, but you guys always evade and you run away from my questions. That's kind of why I started this, remember?
Look, I will give you. I got to give you a compliment now.
Okay. Be nice.
You've been doing well this episode.
Okay. I don't think
Last
I've
couple
been doing.
episodes, you wasn't, but this
Oh, okay.
episode,
Really?
yeah. I'm gonna tell you what you're doing better, what you're doing good at right now. Number one, you're not really interrupting too much. Last episode, you was interrupting a whole lot. I couldn't even get out maybe a sentence without jumping topics. Second thing that you're doing better is you don't seem to be so emotionally inclined. Third thing, well, the thing you're not doing better, you still call me a liar.
That's because you're lying. That's not my fault. You don't want to
If
be called
you
a liar.
believe,
If you don't want to be called a liar, then don't lie. It's that
see,
simple.
we already been through this. We've already been
Yeah.
through this.
As,
If
and
you
I,
believe
we
something
have.
to be true,
So that
you're not lying.
if you look at the evidence and the evidence shows that the thing you believe to be true is in fact not
I don't
true.
find your evidence to be strong enough.
You don't find genetics to be fucking strong enough.
See, you're looking at an observation in this time. In these times.
Yeah, and why?
You have no idea what the times were like before Noah.
So you just said you're all-knowing God.
Man.
Your all-knowing God didn't know about genetics.
Where did that ever come out of my mouth? Why are you putting words in my mouth?
You just said that I'm basing that on what we know now. No, I'm basing it on what the God character didn't know.
You understand?
How do you not get that? If the God is real, if the God was real,
between Adam and Eve and this physical world is gone, man.
Everything is an excuse. Everything is an excuse with you. Everything. You call me a pathological liar. When look at you. Everything is an excuse. You tell me I get emotional. I don't like being lied to, Adam. That's what I asked you.
I'm trying to tell you the truth to the best of my ability, sir.
But that's the thing, is you are not, are you?
You want me to say what you want me to say?
I don't want you to say what I want you to say. I want you to acknowledge reality and stop playing fucking make-believe. You say you're a serious individual, that you want to be taken seriously. How is anyone to take you seriously like this?
I gotta be honest with you and apologize to you. I might not be taking it so seriously. It is kind of hard to take it seriously. There are things you do that do agitate and irritate, and makes it a little bit hard to take
Right.
seriously without making it light. So I can actually enjoy the conversation because if I don't make light of things, I can't really enjoy it.
Well, that's not true. We've been having a conversation. We talked for 4 hours the other night, and we had fun. You even said so. You can enjoy the
Yeah,
conversation, and we weren't
but I
making
was.
light. You even said so. Like, what are you talking about?
So you're gonna tell me last conversation you didn't say I don't take shit seriously.
You don't. You are completely unserious.
I'm asking you, did you say that last episode?
Yes, I did. I believe,
Yes, you
and
did.
I
Did you
said it in
say
the
that the
chat
episode
afterward. At
before?
least I may have. Yes.
Did- Yeah, did you say that to the episode before?
Do you know why I'm saying that, Adam?
I
Do you
do
know
know why
why
you're
I'm
saying
saying
it.
that you are
I'm
an
I'm telling
unserious
you
person
why
who
I'm
doesn't care
not.
about anything?
I'm telling you why I don't take it seriously.
Can
Because
you
I
not answer a
truly know.
question? Stop. Do you know why I'm saying that?
I just told you yes.
Okay, why then?
Here's why I think. I'm not taking it seriously because I think
I
that
don't care why you're
you
taking it seriously or not.
you
I
said
said,
I'm not taking
why
it seriously.
do you understand why I am saying that you are an unserious person who does not care about anything?
Oh yeah, I understand why you're saying it. Yeah,
Why
yeah,
am I
yeah.
saying that?
Yeah.
Why am I
Well,
saying that?
because to you the Bible is not true.
No, Adam. I'm saying that because
And I
you are
believe in fairy
displaying,
tale.
excuse me, sir. I'm saying
Okay.
that because you are displaying a complete lack of integrity and an inability to be honest with yourself and your fellows. You are incapable of telling the truth. Your mind is stuck.
Okay. Did it? Is that the only reason why you think I'm not serious about this?
Because you keep displaying that you're not? Yes. If you were serious, you would not be behaving this way.
Do you want me to tell you why I am behaving this way?
Because you're not a serious person, Adam.
As I already said, I can't take these conversations seriously because what does it do to me, to my soul, the thing you don't believe in, right? What does it do to my head, right? What would it do to my head if I really took you seriously like you would want me to, or took myself too seriously like you would also want me to? What do you
What do
think
you
would
mean? What
happen?
would it do to your head? You mean actually like looking at reality for what it is and not playing make believe? You would
Again,
face
as I
reality
said
on
before,
reality's terms, and you
without
would
my faith,
become without your faith, because
without my faith.
faith is believing in things for no good reason, arguing against all reason, which you seem to be really down with, and it's never admitting when you're wrong. That's what faith is.
I've admitted where I was wrong several times through all of
Really,
those
is the
episodes.
Bible
Yeah.
true?
Again, I'm going to say yeah. I mean, I don't even.
So
You asked the
why are
question
you
expecting me
lying
to
to
change the
me?
answer one day.
Why
I'm
are
not
you
lying to you.
the Bible? We have already gone over this, Adam. The Bible does not comport with reality, does it?
We've already
This is
went
no,
through
no,
this
no, no.
before.
Stop. This is a
We've
yes
already done this.
this is a yes or a no question. That's all you're required to answer with is yes or no. Does
Okay.
the Bible comport with reality?
Yes.
Liar.
Okay.
It's not hard. This is not hard because you know that the Bible does not indeed comport with reality, does it?
Hold on. That's the trick right there. That's the
No.
trick right there.
That's the trick right there is because now you stopped and you
If
said,
I
"Oh, it's
say
shit.
yes
It
or no,
doesn't.
you no.
It
If I say
doesn't
yes or
comport with
no, I know how
reality."
you could take it both ways.
It's
So,
because you paused because you thought for a moment.
because I thought your reaction to if I said yes or no.
If
Either
you
way, I
if
could
you
see
say
which
the
way you could
Bible
take it.
is true, you know it's not, Adam. That's the thing. That's what makes it you being a liar, is because you know that it's not true. And you're saying it is anyway. That's lying.
It's not though. If
The
I
Bible?
believe something to be
No.
true and I tell someone it is true, how
Okay,
am I lying?
because is the Bible true or not?
Even if it's, let's say it's not.
It's not.
Let me
No,
just
no,
say it's
no.
not.
Just say the
Cool.
truth. Just
All
say the
right, cool.
truth. Just say
Cool.
the
We'll say it's
truth.
not.
The
Right?
Bible's
We'll
not
say it's
true.
not. Right?
Right.
Again,
There
we'll say it's not.
finally. How hard is that? The
Well,
Bible
I'm
does
not
not.
serious.
The
Not serious. It
Bible
is true to
does
me.
not.
But
The Bible does not comport with demonstrated reality. So,
sure.
how can it be true? How can it be true if it's false?
Yeah, cool. We'll say it's false, right? Again, we'll say it's false.
Not
How
say
am
it's
I
false,
lying?
Adam. It is
How am I
false.
lying? How am I
Because
lying?
when you say it's true, and we've gone over this, and we have
If I believe it to be?
demonstrated, you can believe anything you want. And I'm not saying that you have to believe like I want you to believe, Adam. If you want to believe in things that are not true, go for it, Adam. That's on you at that point, man. I mean, I,
I'm sure you believe in things that aren't true either, as well.
I want to believe the most true things that I can. I don't want to believe false things. Do you want to believe false things? I mean, when you look out at the world, do you go like, lie to me?
From your perspective, it doesn't matter. When you die, that's it.
What do
That's
you
all of
mean?
you.
Why
You're
wouldn't it
gone.
matter? I'm not dead
Because you're
yet.
dead.
I'm
No,
not
when you
dead
die, you're
yet.
gone.
So
Who
what?
cares?
So
Who cares about all the
what?
knowledge you collected before you went? Who cares about all
Yeah,
the truth you have?
and maybe
You're dead.
just maybe I can talk to people and pass on some of that knowledge and experience. And maybe someone somewhere might gain something out of it while they're alive. And then they might pass something on. And they
Oh,
might take a different lesson than the lessons that I've taken. Just by me sharing my experience, they may learn something new.
no.
So,
So,
so what do you mean it doesn't matter? As long as there's people
because you'll
alive.
die and they'll die too, and you
Yep.
guys are both go to the fertilizer pit. So it doesn't
Right.
really matter.
So,
You
well,
guys are gone.
how did you get here, Adam?
How did I get here?
Yeah,
I was born.
did people make babies in a long line and then you came out at the end of that line?
Kinda, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So did their lives matter?
That's the thing. If there's no God, no, their lives didn't mean shit.
Why?
Why?
If they hadn't existed, that you wouldn't
Who,
be here to say that it didn't matter.
who cares? I didn't ask to be here.
No
I
one
didn't want to
does.
be here.
Nobody asked for this
Who
shit,
gives a
man.
shit? Who
Nobody asked
gives a
for this
shit,
shit.
man?
This
I didn't ask
is
to be here, and I didn't ask
okay.
to leave here.
Okay,
But
hey,
I'm
Adam.
going to have to do both.
Adam, this is why I ask people if they're serious people. Like, have you ever seriously thought about the human condition? Like I said, you don't understand what we are. So you look at life and go like, it would be meaningless without God. And God makes it meaningless. Without God, you have your life, you have your fellows, you have this thing, that's this society, this civilization that we have built over
Telling you,
eons.
without God, everything just is. People are
Yeah.
evil, right? You believe
Yes.
in evil, right?
Well, I
You believe in
believe that
evil.
there
We
are
already
evil
talked about this.
actions. I don't believe that evil is like some entity or some shit that's out there. Just like good is not.
I don't
Good
believe
and evil
people
are
can be evil.
actions that people do. And
So if a
they are
person
perfectly
continuously
natural.
wants to do evil actions, are they evil?
I would say that they continuously do evil actions. And colloquially,
What?
we would probably say, yes, they're evil.
Well,
Right?
okay.
I'm
Yeah,
but I'm
sure.
not saying that they are like, you know, they're like infected by some evil, you know. because evil itself is not a thing. Evil is an action. It's what we do.
Why?
What?
Why? What makes it evil?
Our perceptions. How you know that we're a social species, right?
Right.
We
So
just
if it's
talked about
just
that.
based,
We no,
so
we
if
do,
it's
no, hold
just
on, hold
right,
on.
yeah, no, I
We just
understand.
talked about
Yeah,
that. Right.
I understand. Yes, we don't have to go back. I
Okay.
understand completely. What
Okay.
I'm saying to you is that if it's just a matter of perception, and it varies from person to person, right?
Mhm.
As I've said before, it is all relative. It doesn't matter if you're a good guy or the bad guy. At the end of the day, you're going to be the good guy in your story
Well, that's the
before
thing,
you
though. Is
kick
it's
rocks
not
and
your story.
well, it is
No,
your
no,
story.
no.
Your life is your story,
Your
man.
life is your life. The story is reality. Like we talked about the difference
What?
between reality and your personal perception of reality, right?
Yes, we did.
Right. So
But what
reality is
I'm
the same. The
okay,
reality is the same
either
for
way,
everyone.
it would that don't
Right.
even make oh, yeah, yeah, it does make sense. Yes, your story technically would be reality. Yes.
The story
But it's
is real.
still your
No, no, no.
perception. You're the one
Yes.
perceiving your story, and nobody's going to know the full
Right. So
details of that
so
story except for you.
I would describe it more as you're like the character playing out that portion of the story, right? Because the story is reality. The entirety of reality.
Well, you're
It
not
would
just the
be
character. It's out
and
your eyes.
huh?
It's through your body. You
Right.
feel, you
From your
smell, you
perspective.
hear, you
Right.
touch, you taste.
From your
So,
perspective of reality.
right. So it's more than
Reality is
just you being
one
a
thing.
character.
You get that, right, though? That reality is one thing that we all
Yeah.
partake in, that
Right.
we all share
Yeah.
in. That's
Right.
why
But we're
it's
not all
important. That's why it's important for us to pay attention
we're
because
not all sharing our stories though. We can share parts and pieces, but we'll never
n-
know the full
no,
details.
that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. We all are sharing the story. The story is reality. We all have our piece of the story, right? We all have our own perspective of that reality. But the story itself is all of us that experience this reality together. We're all connected.
Are we in the Matrix, bro? You think we're living
You
in a
know, that's funny.
simulation?
It's funny that you say that because the lady in Germany, hi Monica, if you're
Uh,
watching, nice to have you if you are. Um, that's how we actually talked. We met about 2 months ago now. She was asking how we talk to people out here in the real world about religion and stuff because for those of us who are not in these cults, it's very disturbing, Adam. You people are playing fucking fantasy land. And for us that aren't in your cults, it's very, very, very disturbing.
I'm sorry, some of my cult members, as you would like to put it, have
Uh-huh.
maybe offended you or did
No,
some
no, no.
very nasty
It's not.
stuff to the rest of
It's
society.
not. No, it's not about any particular person doing anything particular nasty thing. I mean, there are some examples that pop into mind. I'm sure. Like, never mind. That's a tangent.
Yeah, I can
But
give you plenty.
but okay. When someone tells me they're a Christian, the very very first thing that happens in my mind is all the alarm bells go off, and my trust level is lessened of that person automatically. Do you know why? Because
Why?
Christians lie all the time, constantly.
Right.
No, I'm just telling you how it is, man. Christians lie all the time.
Yes, yes, yes. They're trying to deceive you even though they believe what they're telling you is truth.
Yes.
That's a lie to you. Do you understand how that
Do
could
you
not make
live in the
sense?
same world that I live in, Adam?
Yes,
Right.
obviously. Do I get
Is
it?
genetics real?
Yeah, we're gonna go
Is
back through the same
well,
stuff. I
okay,
understand.
you're the one saying that I'm trying to like make shit up and stuff. Stop it. The
I didn't
reason
say that.
right.
You're putting words in my mouth.
The reason why I can say that that is a lie is because you have experienced the things that disprove the thing you claim to be true. You have already said just a few minutes ago, You finally agreed that the Bible does not comport with reality. So
Dude,
if so,
no, I didn't actually do that. I was just saying
yes,
it
you
to
did.
appease you so we can move on
No,
because
I
you
heard
like
you,
to get
Adam.
hung on
I
things.
heard you. You said, yeah, you're right.
No, I did not. The
Yes, you
words "you're right"
did.
did not come out my
Oh,
mouth. I
okay,
said, yeah,
whatever.
sure. Yeah,
Oh,
whatever. Yeah.
oh, right. Yeah, you said, yeah.
Actually,
Because
yeah, sure. Let's say I did say you're right. Even then, I wasn't
because
serious. And
the
I'm telling you, I
oh,
still believe it. So
right. So this is why I
you
say that you are an unserious person.
you know how hard it is to talk to you and be serious?
It's not very hard at all.
It really is. It
Not
really is. You're calling me a liar if I'm telling you something I believe to be true, and maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't true. That doesn't make me a liar.
Adam. We have gone through this.
Yes, we have, and you
Okay.
still calling me a liar.
Right, because
Like, you know that's
you
an
have
insult, right?
you have said, you have agreed that the Bible does not match reality. Think,
You believe
man.
you believe
Think,
that was serious? You
Adam.
believe that was serious?
Listen
You
to
believe
you.
I actually believe that when I
Do you
said that?
remember when you tried to call me a pathological liar? Do
What
you
would be
remember
the
that?
opposite of that?
Someone who tells the truth compulsively?
Like if I said a lie and then you believed it and I told you it was a lie, but you're like, nah, bro, you said it. It's true.
What?
I mean,
What are you
'cause
talking about?
that's kind of how this is translating in my head here.
That's probably because you're
I
confused
said
about a
it.
great many
I
things.
said it to appease you so we can move on
Well, did we
because you
move
like to
on?
get hung on things.
Did we move on?
No, we're bickering back and forth
Right,
about
because you didn't appease me at
fucking dumb
all.
shit.
If
No, you're
if you
hard to
want
please, sir.
no, because we're back to you being an unserious person. And you cannot be taken seriously. Like, how do you not get this, Adam? Do you think that it's that I'm controlling my perceptions of you, or is that you doing that?
At the end of the day, this is your show, man. You could chop up these videos and make me look as much as an ass as you
Adam,
can, as you
you've
want.
watched them. The only breaks in
I
that
know.
video
I'm
is
not
where we
saying you
got
have.
disconnected.
I'm not
I
saying you
you
have.
why do you do that shit, dude? That's just fucking insulting.
I'm saying you can.
You're
I'm
right, but
not
am
saying you
I?
did. I'm just
No.
saying you can.
So what are you fucking doing?
What
This
I'm
is
saying is,
ridiculous.
this is your show, sir.
You
This is
cannot be
your show.
taken seriously.
You're running it. You're running the show, my man. I'm just on it.
Yeah.
I'm just chatting back
Yes,
and
and
forth with you.
to the audience, this is what I'm talking about. Christians lie all the time. It's part of the religion. Believing things by faith is the problem. We were taught to believe that faith is a virtue. It is not. It is a glaring character flaw. It is to say that demonstrable reality just doesn't matter. And it's fraud. It's fake. And it's offensive.
Well, you can be offended at anything.
Well, yeah, I can be
Don't take
offended at
anything.
anything, can't I? And right
I mean,
now, I'm offended by fake ass people worshiping their fake ass God.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because you
That
don't even
bothers you.
understand what's going on in the world.
Right.
You don't, yeah, right. That's the problem, Adam. That's why I'm talking to people about this. Because you're so fake that you think you know, but you have no fucking clue.
You know, I'm still working on that PowerPoint for you.
No, you're not. Don't lie.
Oh, I am.
No, you're not.
Probably complete it tomorrow, actually.
Sure you will.
But
You said that
you
you
want
had
to do that?
gone. You said that you had gone onto another live stream. What show was it?
Oh, dude, that was like the biggest waste of time. Yeah, that kind of made me mad. I'm not gonna lie, that was terrible.
What show? You said that there was somebody who I talked to previously.
I didn't know it was a fucking child.
Oh, you're talking about Warrior of God?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I guessed it last night.
Bro, he pretty much was saying that the stuff so he asked me for my revelation, right? What made me come to Christ, right?
Yeah.
I give him my story, and this guy pretty much decides to end the live stream.
Yeah, he hung up on
And,
me
you know,
too.
he made an excuse, right? And I was like, yeah, I kind of got the feeling you're not going to actually have me back.
No,
He's like,
he
no,
hung
no,
up on
man,
me too because
no,
he
man, I'll bring you back.
yeah,
Oh
he
yeah, he really
invited
don't
me
like you.
on. He invited me on and then didn't respond to me for 6 hours and then was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm ready now." So at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I was just on my phone, but I jumped on and then he just continued to lie to me for about half an hour. And I called him out on it and he hung up on me.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
But
he
yeah, I
most
told him my testimony, right? And
oh yeah.
basically, he ended up ending the live stream, and then told me he'd have me on again, but he's got to do this thing, little church thing, real quick, right?
Hmm.
Obviously, bullshit. And yeah, he ends up making a comment talking about, yeah, man, I'm just 15, and the stuff you're talking about is not from God, and
Yeah.
it's inappropriate for minors. And I'm like, what the fuck? Go to YouTube Kids. Like, what the fuck are you doing on here? Like,
Right. Yeah. And he
but
tried to tell me that he was an academic and a scholar and a theologian.
yeah, I had to tell him
Yeah.
he's not fit
And
to
I
teach
said,
either.
"What the fuck are you talking about? You're a child." And he said, "When you're
Yeah,
cursing at a child," and he hung up on me.
like,
I
bro.
didn't know that he was an actual child. He portrays himself as at least like a young adult. But
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't
I didn't
realize he
watch
was
the
that young.
videos. Yeah, I didn't watch the videos, and I didn't. And then when I heard him, I actually didn't see his face, like when we was chatting through
Right. I didn't
because
either.
he was
Yep.
using Google Meet,
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
and I heard his voice and the way he was talking. I was like, this guy kind of sounds like a teenager.
Yeah.
I was hoping he was a little older
Yeah, I
because what I
figured he
was
was
talking
like at
about.
least 18, but apparently not.
Like I do understand what he was saying, that it might not be fit for children, but it's like, for one,
Yeah, but
you asked me
he
my testimony, my
right.
story, like I'm going to give you the full fucking pieces.
Exactly.
Two,
And you got to be warned if it's not for children. Like very
right,
first thing we started doing was cussing at each other. So
right, and he told me he didn't like the cussing, right? So I refrained from cussing,
yeah, you know,
because I am a little bit of a linguist. I don't like to rely on cussing, but I use it for emphasis.
there's nothing wrong with cursing, man. Cuss words are made for emphasis.
Right. Well,
I
it
don't know.
depends. It
I
depends
think
how
it's
you use
ridiculous.
them.
I think it's ridiculous to try and get offended at curse words. Like I don't like the
Yeah.
sound that you're making. Like
Right.
if you make a sound, that's fine. If you make a sound, that's fine. And you make a sound, that's fine. But you put together, and you're in trouble. Like it's so
Well, the
stupid.
thing is that you're not supposed to say like profane, like kind of like hateful, mean stuff, right? But if in American culture, right? If I started out the show and I just said, "Hey, fuckhead, how's it going?" You know, what are
Yeah,
you doing, fucker?
with me,
In what,
like
like,
I
no, I'm just saying, like, if I said that to you, right? In
yeah.
what way is that me being like mean, or like actually like attacking you?
Well, it
Like, am I
depends. A lot
in
of that
American
would
culture?
depend on intonation. Like
Say
if you
we're
came
friends,
right, well, if you came on and said, "Hey, fuckhead, how you doing today?" You know, something like that, or if you came
right?
on and said, "Hey, fuckhead,"
Right.
right,
I guess tone could play a little bit in it, yeah.
right, like tone matters.
But yeah, depending on the context, tone, right?
Right.
If we're friends, right?
Back
Culture, right?
back again to
Let's say, hey,
societal
fuckhead, how you
clues.
doing?
Yep.
That's not me being, that's not me attacking you with words or cursing you. Like,
No.
now, me cursing you would be more like, I hope your fucking family dies. Like, fuck you, you're a
Well,
piece of shit.
yes. Yeah,
You and
we
everybody should
understand what
commit
cursing
suicide. Like,
someone is. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But
Yes. But what
yeah,
was the
man,
point of that?
that was a big waste of time going on his little
Yeah.
show. I was kind of salty about the, 'cause, like, I ended up getting real mad because
Oh, don't
I
even worry
waited
about it,
for it.
man.
I actually waited for it, and my
Right.
dumbass really didn't watch any videos on it. I really should have, but I was busy.
Yeah.
And yeah, end up
Yeah,
going
I
up
wasn't real
on.
impressed with that kid either. But you understand that's kind of how you come off too, right?
Oh, I'm sure every Christian comes off like that to you.
Not just to me, to anyone who is not a believer.
Right.
Right.
Everybody who's got a brain and sees
No,
clearly, man,
like I
sees the
said,
truth.
okay, like I said before, man, this is not about anyone being smarter than anyone else. It's about being
Right, it's about us
honest.
uncovering the lies.
It's about being
Lies
honest.
we've been told.
Is honesty important to you at all? Like, do you care if people are honest? If you're honest? Does it matter to you?
There's a couple ways I could answer this. You see, like I said, I have a problem choosing my words. You're inadvertently teaching me, by the way. You are doing the Lord's work, whether if you know it or not,
No.
whether if you
I am
believe in
okay.
it or not.
Stop. Stop. I am not inadvertently teaching you. I am quite explicitly teaching you. And I am not doing the Lord's work. I am doing the work
Right.
that humanity needs done. These things are not true, Adam.
Okay.
The Bible is not real. You have not found some transcendent truth passed down to you from Bronze Age goat herders. Those stories were written down by people who did not understand where the sun went at night. And somehow they have a grip on your mind. You wear a shackle upon your mind. Your faith is your chains that hold you down.
Nah,
And
man, that would have set me free. It would
nope.
have set me free. For real, for real.
No, that's the chains talking, man. The shackle is squeezing your mind.
With the chains, if they were chains, right? Debating on if I should say. Basically, shooting myself in the face was an option for a little bit.
Been there? Like we said, if anyone
Why
is
didn't you do it?
experiencing mental health issues, please seek help. It's a Google search away. Do not be silent.
Yeah, well, see, I have a strong mentality, and I also like outside of God, I find it a bitch. Like I find it some bitch shit to kill yourself, because kind of similar to you, and why you stopped hurting yourself,
Because
right?
you hurt
Is
others
because
way
of the
more.
people, right?
Yes.
Right. You pretty
That's,
much gave up on everybody, and you just copped out.
yep.
You pussied out.
Well,
You just took
for
the
me,
easy
it
way
was,
out, and you popped out.
like I said, I've experienced great pain, and I don't want to be the cause of great pain because I know what it feels like.
Right.
Right. And I don't want to do that to anyone. So
Why not though? Don't you want somebody to feel it, man? Don't you just want somebody to feel that shit?
The things that I've felt, no, I would not. Okay, I have to tell you a little bit more about myself to let you know the things that I experience. Okay,
You're not just telling me; you're telling the world. Well,
yeah,
the
I
audience.
know. It's fine, man. I'm an open book, dude. I don't give a shit. Dude. I have nothing to hide at all.
So you be honest.
I try to be as honest as I can in everything I do, man. Like honestly.
Alrighty.
Okay, my dad was in the Vietnam War before I was born. He was one of the soldiers that got to handle what was known as Agent Orange. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh my dad caught Agent Orange too.
It's not something you catch, man.
Well, I mean, he got sick from this shit.
Exposed to it, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm second generation Agent Orange exposure, and I was born with many and varied internal birth defects. I'm actually one of the lucky ones. All my stuff's on the inside. Let's check out some of this stuff.
I haven't heard of that before.
Yeah, it's called dioxin. You see the pictures on the screen right now?
Mm-hmm.
That's what dioxin can do to you. Like where you're born with like that, and
Does it travel through the sperm?
It affects it affects people on the genetic level, and yeah, all of these are. Look at that. See this one right here? There's Agent Orange 40 years later, babies are still being born like this from this crap. And like I said, yeah. And some of these things, if people have a squeamish stomach, this is not one to get into. But yeah.
How was I affected from this?
Huh? Like I said, it depends on the level of exposure. My dad moved barrels of the stuff around for like months.
My dad was old when he had me. He was like 50 something,
Right.
like 40.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
kind
so
of weird
continue.
too. My sister, my next oldest sister from me, she didn't get exposed to it because she got conceived when my dad came to Hawaii on leave. My mom met him there and did the deed or whatever. And my sister was conceived. And then he went back to Vietnam for like about another 6 months or something like that to finish his tour. And during that end of his tour, they put him unloading cargo planes, moving barrels. And then when he got back to the States, I was conceived and I've been in pretty much pain since I was born, man.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I don't know if the mic will pick this up, but like, listen. You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
You hear that crunching? That's my jaw. I've been accused of mumbling my whole life, but most of that's because my jaw doesn't like to open all the way because it cracks and pops like that. And like, here, look at my fingers do stuff like this. You see that? Where it just bends like all the way back in like weird places where it's not supposed to. And my shoulders pop out of joint, my knees pop out, my ankles, my back. That's why I said the other day I was having back issues. Like I got a rib that comes out, and it just like every breath I take pretty much is just misery. So my whole life has been pain and misery, pretty much. So
I got you.
I know what it's like to be in pain, and I don't wish that on anyone, man, on anybody. It's misery. It's torture. I seriously, I don't remember a day, like honestly, in my conscious memory, I don't remember a day without pain.
If God was real, right, would you be pissed off at God because of the situation here?
If God were real, he would be the most evil thing to ever have existed. Because when I think about that question, I've thought about that question many times, and think about all of the steps that it took to make dioxin, to make Agent Orange, all of the wartime effects, all of the lessons that were learned in war of how to kill more people more efficiently, to make a weapon that would do that to the human genome. Think about what the kind of God would enable those actions.
A God that would allow men to have free will and then enact on evils within
Right.
their heart.
We already talked about this. The God, if that
Well, it
God
was
were
first
real,
episode.
it would be evil as hell. It would be the most evil thing ever.
Well, I
Literally,
wouldn't.
no, it would be the creator of evil. It would be the thing that decided that there should be evil. Like literally the impetus of evil. That's what you're talking about. That's what the Bible God is the creator of all things, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
all things good and bad. And that means that like you said, all knowing, right? That God knows, wants it this way. All powerful, can do anything it fucking wants. It wants it like this, right? If that God were real, that would be the most evil thing ever. That would make babies experience these things, to have
This
to
is very,
childhood
very similar to my
cancers.
uncle.
This is
It's
the
very.
problem of evil. You understand? This is a classic theological argument. The problem of evil. Have you ever heard that sentence?
No.
That's what this is. If God were okay, we got disconnected. Are you still there, Adam?
Yep.
Okay, cool. At least I reconnected really fast. And yeah, I
Right.
don't think it was anything like timing out. I think it was just like a Wi-Fi issue or something. That's why I said I got to get my router down here. But you get that, right? That if that God were real, that God would be like massively evil.
This is like where I said that you're really similar to my uncle is because yeah, he kind of agrees in the same fashion, right? Like if
Mm-hmm.
God was real, he'd be an evil piece of shit.
Yep.
See, my uncle he has a desire to harm those who harm. You know what I mean? Like a very strong
Like
desire to
Dexter
harm
or
those
what?
who. I'm sure
Yeah. Oh,
if
have
his
you
body was able to do so, he probably would be or something like that.
have you ever seen
Yeah,
Dexter? Like the
yeah,
serial killer for serial killers?
Yeah, it was one of my favorite shows growing up
Yeah.
as a kid.
When you were a
Probably
kid,
something I shouldn't have. Yeah,
right?
something I shouldn't have been watching. Gotta wrap motherfuckers up in duct tape and
God damn.
saran wrap. But yeah, man, his thought is pretty much the same thing, and I'm sure you're not going to accept the answer, just like he won't accept the answer. But the best answer is that in this little playing field, this life is only temporary. This is nothing. This is only a time in a space with matter. This is
Yes.
nothing more than just a playing field. And it
Yeah.
does come to an end.
There's nothing else for us after this, man. This is it. This is your life. Don't waste it.
Well, for some of us, this
No,
is it.
no. You can believe that there's something else. There is absolutely nothing to show that there is something else after this.
It's
Not a
not supposed
damn
to be.
thing. Sure. So you can say that the heaven's real,
Hold on.
huh? Right?
Let me finish explaining how this checks out in the righteousness. How does this become righteous? Because
Adam,
allowing all this evil, right?
hold
This is
on,
the question I had
hold
before.
on, hold on. Okay. Before you do that, we have to answer a question first.
All
Is the
right,
Bible true?
bro.
No, before you do that and show me anything about righteousness, we have to know if the Bible's true or not.
Yes,
Okay. Well,
I ain't gonna say it's true.
we already showed that it doesn't comport with reality. So how can the Bible be true if it doesn't match reality?
Yeah, you understand how we just end up back in a circular argument there.
No, it's not a circular argument. You are circling back because you will not admit.
I'm not even trying. I'm not even using the Bible in this scenario. In this,
Okay,
I'm not
you
even
just
using the Bible.
said that get something in righteousness, right?
I'm trying to explain how this goes back to righteousness and evil. This evil God, right, allowing all this evil and suffering in the world, right?
Right.
How would he be righteous in that?
Okay, right. But we have to answer the very basic question of if the Bible's true or not before we answer anything about the God, right? Because if
Well,
the
technically,
Bible's
we
not
could.
true, why are we wasting our time with the God?
Well, hold on. Technically, we could apply this to every God.
Right.
Every God that doesn't reveal themselves.
Because every single God that's like the Christian God, any kind of theistic God, it's the same thing. Anyone can make the exact same arguments for their God that you can make for Christianity, and they're
Well,
all nonsense.
depending on the context, historical value, and
Anyone can make the same arguments. Like you said, you had a dream. That was like part of your testimony, right?
right.
So the Hindu people could say, "I had a dream. I was visited by the gods." Right? What? Why should I?
That's
Why would I believe theirs? Like, why would I believe yours? Anyone can claim anything.
well, it's like when I've told people about this dream, which I've told very rare people, and that's kind of what made me mad about that little show there that I did with Guy, because
Right.
one of the few people I told about this, and then he just, kind of plays it off like it's nothing, and then ends the stream. But
Well, I'm
I
playing
always
it
tell
off like it's
people,
nothing
look,
because it is nothing. It
I
was a
always tell
dream.
people, like, look, I wouldn't believe me either. I would not believe me either. I would question the
Okay.
shit out of me.
If you're starting something saying that, isn't that like setting off alarm bells in your head? Doesn't that like red flags start throwing up? You're not going to believe me when I say this, but well, if you already know that they're not going to believe you, why the fuck are you trying?
That is a good question.
I mean, because you already know that it's nonsense. Like, come on,
But
man.
if you see something that's like kind of like unbelievable, right? Like it just would sound too good to be true. You'd be like, people would be like, yeah, right, this guy, right, this guy right here, this
Yep.
guy. You're talking about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
People would react like this to you.
We talked about that too. Like, people who you definitely consider to be completely unserious. And they're unserious because the shit they say is completely fucking unserious. Right? And you already said last time you don't want to be that guy. But apparently you're fine being that guy because your brain is stuck.
I'm talking to someone who has hardened their heart against the Lord that they do not believe in.
You're talking
I
about
know that
me?
there. Yes, and I know there's no way I could possibly convince you, as I told you before I even hopped on here.
There is no way in any fictitious hell that you can convince me that the Bible God is true.
I can't convince you that the sun is going to come up tomorrow.
No one's asking you to.
I know, I'm just saying I
Okay, but
can't.
you're claiming that the Bible is true though.
I can't convince you it is.
But you know why you can't?
Because it's not right. It's not.
Exactly, because it's
Yeah,
not.
man. It's
And
not,
I
man.
know that you think that you're like, you're like, haha, I'm gonna like not take this seriously. But I also know that I'm getting in your head, Adam, because you know that my words ring of truth. You know that I'm not lying to you.
As a Christian, it makes me sad, to be honest. We should not want anyone to go to hell. In fact, we should try to warn you and beg you, please do not go.
Adam,
Because it's not a
no one
place you
is
want to
going
end
to
up.
hell. The Bible is not
Right,
true.
because you don't believe in it.
No,
And
because the
again,
Bible is not true.
as I said, even if you don't go to hell, you just end up in despair. Your life is meaningless. You go to
No?
a fertilization pit. I mean,
What are you talking about?
like the only reason that your life would mean anything to you is because maybe you have some people around you
No,
that care
the
for you.
reason that my life means something to me is because it's my life. It's mine.
Okay.
I didn't ask for it.
What
It
are you doing
wasn't
with it?
given to me. My parents made me, right? They had sex.
Right.
I was
Right.
conceived. So
You didn't
here
ask
I
to be
am.
here.
And I didn't
Right.
ask to be here, but I am going to face the world on reality's terms. Because if I don't, all I'm doing is playing fucking make believe.
But you understand you're just a speck of dust, and when you die,
Yep.
that's it.
Yeah, that's the
You have any
reality
kids?
of it. What
You
is
have any
so
kids?
bad about that? I am
You
nothing
haven't.
but another member of a long line of creatures that it reaches back so far in the past that it boggles the imagination. That's cool. It's
Do you
so
have any
much more.
kids or plan?
It what? No, hold on. It's so much more amazing than this fucking Bible shit, dude. Like I said, the Bible is magic. Dude fucking made a little man out of dirt and went poof. And you think that that's like amazing or something. That's
I guess
literally
if God was real, right, he would be magic, right?
that's what the Bible is promoting is magic. You believe in magic.
Sure.
No, not sure. That's evidently. You believe in things that are in the supernatural realm. We just looked at the definitions.
God's power.
What?
But I would refer more to it as the Lord's power or God's
Yes,
power.
magic. You mean God has magic powers? Like Harry Potter,
Sure,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what you're doing.
I guess.
Yeah, it's not I guess. That's what you're doing, bro. You're
The thing
playing.
is,
You are playing
you don't
fucking
even
make
believe in
believe.
real magic. So of course you would assume that God's using magic. You don't even believe in what actual magic is.
What is actual magic? Show how many things have ever been shown to be done by magic. We already asked this, didn't we? And you gave the correct answer.
Like that. It doesn't work like that, guy.
What are you talking about?
The spirit world does not work like that, guy.
Right. The spirit world can be anything that anyone says it is because it's fucking make believe, Adam.
Right.
Bruh.
I didn't say bruh.
I know. Right. I did. I said bruh. Right. Come on.
It's always going to be make believe.
Yes. No. To everyone. The spirit world, the supernatural, whatever you want to call it, will always be make believe. Reality is that which can be shown to exist. It is not playing make believe about an old storybook. You have not found some transcendent truth, Adam.
Reality isn't.
Reality is that which can be shown to exist.
Is that what it says?
If you cannot show something to exist, I'm not saying you know every single detail about it, but if you can't show something is real, how in the hell would it be part of reality?
Show me your eyeballs see correctly. Show me you're not
What?
colorblind. Show me you're
What?
not colorblind.
What are you talking
Show me.
about?
Show me your eyes work.
You can.
Show me your eyes are perceiving reality correctly.
According to what I see and what I'm, we already talked about this too. The one assumption that we're forced to assume, right, is that we're dealing with the real world. We talked about this.
You're not forced to assume. You can decide your eyes are lying to you.
That would be delusion. We talked about this, Adam.
You can live in delusion if you wanted to.
Yeah, you can. Do you remember what the definition of delusions is?
Yeah, let's use their words.
This is, you mean the definition?
Right.
Delusions are false beliefs that are held with strong conviction despite evidence to the contrary.
You do live in the real world, right? You do understand, like, if I ask somebody what a word mean, they're not going to give me that long-ass explanation of what a word means.
Do you mean the definition? If you ask someone for the definition of a word, they're going to give you the definition of a word.
Yeah, no, they're not going to go to Merriam-Webster's. They're not going to give me a lengthy explanation of what it means. They're going to give me maybe a couple words and an example and move on from there.
And? What's your point?
Okay. I kind of made that one point. The point is that we obviously don't have to, well,
the point
where you would go from there.
The point, Adam, is that you are lost in your delusions. You and every other religious person, you're having delusions. Delusions are, remember we just read this, right? Delusions are false beliefs that are held with strong conviction despite evidence to the contrary. Remember, we went through genetics versus Adam and Eve, right? Genetics is real. But that is evidence.
There's no evidence to the contrary. You can't prove God does not exist. We've already talked about this too.
We can prove that the Bible is not true through the evidence of genetics. It shows us.
Interpretations of
no, Adam. No.
The examination.
Stop it.
Observation of what we currently perceive as genetics. And we try to apply that all the way back into a world that was already destroyed.
What the fuck are you babbling about? The evidence that is genetics.
I've already said this over and over again about genetics.
I know, because
it's just not clicking. You're just not understanding that it's possible that what we know about genetics could have possibly changed back then.
No, Adam.
Or not changed back then, but
this is the problem with not knowing stuff, Adam. Because genetics shows us that it's been the same. That's what I'm fucking saying. It was not different.
Yes, we went
it was not different. Yes. It was not anything that your little excuses are going to fucking come up with. Stop it. Genetics shows us quite clearly that the Bible is false, Adam. You know this. Stop it. You're living in fucking delusions, bro. You keep saying that I get emotional about this shit. Yes, I do. Because you don't seem to realize that the reason that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are able to do these things are because people like you are not paying attention. That's why I'm trying to talk to folks, to get them to open up their fucking eyes a little bit and go, hey, wait a minute. I've been believing some shit that are fucking delusional. Do you get me, Adam? Yeah.
Dude, I understand your view. I really do.
I hope you do. I hope you do. And I hope that you take it to heart.
I wish I could just take a flash drive from my brain and just put it into yours. and I bet you wish you could probably do the same.
That would I've
But it's
actually
just,
I've had conversations with people about that. Wouldn't that be nice to just be able to swap ideas like that?
I mean, yeah, wouldn't it be nice to swap memories?
We wouldn't have
Well,
to
probably
deal with
not.
this cumbersome language and all that stuff and look up definitions and things of the sort.
Right. We also could share personal experience, actual knowledge collected rather than relying on our words to
Right. Yeah.
hopefully, pray we're choosing the right words. Because then there's guys like you. It's like, nah. Hey, this means this shit. Look, it says it right here, motherfucker.
Well, Adam, you understand that's what language
I
is, right?
understand. I may or may not have used a couple words incorrectly. Yes.
Well, okay. That you know that I'm not saying that makes you a bad person or anything, right? And I
Well, you
really
call me a liar consistently. That's
yes.
kind of saying I'm
And
a
do
bad
you
person.
not remember me saying that I've gotten used to living in a world full of liars? And I don't necessarily I didn't get to that part before, but I don't necessarily think that that makes you like a horrible person. I think that it makes you conditioned to say and do the things that you do. It's called indoctrination. As I've said, we are all victims of the assertions and lies we have inherited. You are a victim of this, Adam. So am I. We cannot get away from it. It's
I
part
did
of
not
society.
inherit it though.
We
You
all
can't
in
inherit this stuff. You can't inherit
Adam.
Christianity. It doesn't work
Adam,
like that.
we all inherited it from stories that were written down ages ago.
They're just stories.
These are stories that we
They're just
inherited.
stories. If
They're
you can choose to believe them or you can choose not to. At the end of the day,
no,
whether
Adam.
if you do or not,
It's not
they are
about
just stories.
It's not about what you choose to believe. It's do you want to believe what's true? And if you don't care, then you don't care. And our conversation can come to a close because you just don't fucking care. But if you want to believe what's true, learn what's true. Like, what the fuck?
You're very confusing here. You know this? Because at one point, you say, you don't do this to kind of like, try to pretend like you're some all knowing, like you got all the answers
I'm
and this and that
not.
and the third. Right? You say that, right?
Yeah.
But then you want me to what? Drop my faith and just
I want
what?
you to
What
I want you to
what?
examine your faith.
Right.
Yeah, have you ever heard the term deconstruction?
Right. Then what though?
Do
Then
you
what?
know
What is after
why
that?
can't you answer a fucking question? Have you ever heard the term deconstruction?
Yes. I know what the
What
word deconstruction means.
what does it mean?
It means to basically I kind of find it self-explanatory. I mean,
Okay, so explain it.
how do I explain it? Deconstruct. Pretty much you start building down really. It's like the opposite of construct.
It's okay, here's the definition. It is a method of critical analysis of philosophical and literary language which emphasizes the internal workings of language and conceptual systems, the relational quality of meaning, and the assumptions implicit in forms of expression. That's a very, very complicated way of saying you take apart, like it says right here, you take it to pieces. You take it apart and you take all the pieces and you lay them all out in front of you. What do I believe? What do I believe? You lay all the pieces out and then you examine all of the pieces and then you put them back together. And if you can't put them back together and have them mean the same thing, then there's something wrong with your belief.
And this is why I'm doing this with you, my man, and this is why I want to do the PowerPoints. Because
Okay. Well,
I
I
can
don't think you're going
deconstruct like
to.
this and
I
actually explain it properly.
Okay. I don't think you're going to, but if you do, like I said, we'll take a look, okay?
Well, I've already started on one,
Okay.
collecting the evidence.
Cool.
Understand, I will not be able to collect all the evidence.
I
Otherwise, you're
don't
going to be
think you
reading a
will.
very, very long slideshow.
Do you know why you won't be able to find evidence for the Bible being true?
You're
Do
pretty
you,
predictable. You're
do you
not
know
you're
why?
not surprising at all.
But do you know why, Adam? Do you know why you will not be able to find evidence for the Bible being true?
I already have found evidence. Like I said, I already started it.
No,
I
you
already
haven't.
have 10.
You
I
have
already have
not.
10 of them.
You have found talking points. What is the requirement for it to be evidence?
Actually, good
We talked
question.
about this.
Right, good question. What would you need?
No. That's not the question. The
I know.
question is what is required for something to be evidence,
Right,
to be
right. It's gotta
considered.
be
No.
right.
I'm not saying what piece of thing it would be evidence. I'm
I
saying
know.
what is it?
I know.
What is required for something to be considered evidence? Truth.
Right.
So before you can ever say that something is evidence, you must show the truth of the thing. And then
Right.
the truth of that thing will determine what it is evidence for.
No, all this stuff is going to be verified. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of work. It really is a lot of work. But what I'm
Okay.
asking you is what would be the groundbreaking thing? What
To
type of evidence would you need?
prove the
Obviously,
Bible's
we know
true?
obviously we know it needs to be true. But what evidence would you like to personally see?
To prove that the Bible is true. Is that what you're
Anything in the
saying?
Bible. Prove anything in the Bible.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. Anything in the Bible. We've talked about this before. There are truths in the Bible, but the you know what I'm talking about when I say it's not true. The underlying claims of the divinity and gods are false. We know this because of genetics. Proves it.
Okay. So I'm
Beyond.
getting the feeling.
Do you okay? That's the thing that you're missing is that it's not a thing about belief or not at this point. Genetics proves beyond debate that the Bible is not true. That's how bad it is, Adam. That's how bad the evidence is against the Bible. Beyond debate, dude. That's why I stopped debating people and started informing them. That book is not true. Period.
Do you not hear your tone? It
Do
sounds like you
do
really have a
you?
strong hate against that book.
No, I don't have a strong hate against the book. I have a strong hate against the things that religion, not just that religion, but believing by faith has done to humanity. The position that we are in as a people is not required. We have done this to ourselves because we refuse to take a look at our own psyche as a whole, as the human race, as a people. We are stuck. And the reason society is having problems is because half of you motherfuckers out there are playing make believe. And you're not paying attention to the actual real world around you. And it shows because you're playing fucking make believe.
You know, I said this before. Again, I don't mean to discredit you. You do speak a lot of truth.
I speak as much truth as I possibly can.
But I gotta tell you, it's very narrow-minded.
No, sir, it is not. You are the one being narrow-minded.
To focus on specific points in order to...
You mean to focus on a specific point that blows the Bible away?
Is it just genetics that does it for you, or is there anything else other outside genetics?
Every claim in the Bible
Make sure I get my facts straight here.
Every claim in the Bible can be examined. You know this. I've told you. You should be doing this. You can go and say, is this claim true? Do you know that in the Bible there are very specific messianic prophecies, right? This says that the Messiah will do these things, and these things will happen when the Messiah comes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus did not fulfill a single one. None. Christians will tell you that they did. Not a single one.
Okay, so I need to do something on that.
Right. And if you don't believe me on that one, there's a channel called Deconstruction Zone. The guy over there, his name is Justin. He is an actual Bible scholar, not like that Warrior of God kid. He actually went to school, and he speaks Greek, and he speaks Hebrew, and he's read the originals.
I'm sure he's smarter and has more knowledge in the subject.
And he knows the Bible. And if you want to see, and you don't got to call in, just watch a couple of his shows, man. You will see. He will show you specifically how the prophecies have been misattributed to Jesus. You can go do the comparison your own self. The Bible is fraud.
I hope you understand this is
In
going to be
no
a very
uncertain
long
terms.
PowerPoint.
You can do whatever you want to try to convince me. If you cannot show that the claims in the Bible comport with reality, you cannot convince me. That's what it would take.
I know. I can't
That's what it
convince
would
you.
take
I
to
know
convince me, is
even
that it
if
would
I
have to
do
comport
this,
with reality.
I know that even if I do this, you can if you wanted to. Not saying you will, but you can if you wanted to easily dismiss it, and all of my work is for nothing.
Well,
But this
is
work
it gonna be
would
true?
not be
Are the
all
things you're
for
going
you.
to present going to be true?
Well, of course.
True from your point of view, or true?
These will be sources that go outside the Bible and go in the
Okay.
Bible, but
Okay.
more so outside the Bible, proving the Bible from the outside.
Are you talking about like writings from old people, like from like ages ago?
No,
Like, what are you talking about? Like, give me like a bullet point. Like,
archaeological artifacts and various location points
yep,
on certain
none.
things.
There has been absolutely no archaeological evidence proving the Bible to be true.
Okay,
None.
so
Absolutely
yeah,
none.
it's definitely
There
something we need
are.
to be shown.
We talked about this before. There are events that happen, like the building of the temple and the destruction of the temple. Those can be verified through outside sources. That doesn't mean that just like you said, people believe things are true. That doesn't mean they are true.
And better yet, better for your show, right? Don't do it for me. Do it for your show, right? Because you want to discover
No.
truth, right? You want to tell people truth, right? You want to show people how
Eh,
to.
yeah.
You want to break them out the matrix, basically, right?
Damn it. That actually goes back to Miss Monica in Germany. That excuse me. That's how we started talking. Was she asked how we talk to people about this stuff, and I said to her that it's like living in the matrix. I did, because it is. And then Christianity is the woman in the red dress. Have you seen the movie?
Unfortunately, I actually have not seen the Matrix.
Oh, you haven't seen the Matrix. So
No,
you
I
don't
wouldn't want to.
you don't know the reference to the woman in the red dress. She's a distraction. She's
Right.
programmed in as a distraction. And Neo, when he's first being introduced to the Matrix, he sees her walk by when he's supposed to be paying attention. And he sees the woman in the red dress. And it's a distraction. And Christianity and all the religions, they're just a different version of the woman in the red dress.
Hmm.
Do you know why Neo became the one? Do you know how he did it? It wasn't because anyone told him he was the one.
Now, how did he become the one?
Well, all through the movie, everyone's telling him that they need him, and he's the one, and he's the only one who can save him. But he doesn't like think it's true. He doesn't believe it. And then near the end of the movie, he realizes something, that it doesn't matter if he believes it or not. What matters is he chooses to. He chooses to be the one, not to believe that he's the one. He chooses to be the one. And what I'm doing out here talking to people is I'm making a choice, like you said, to free my brethren from their captivity, just like Neo in the Matrix. But it's not just me. I am only one voice. We are all Neo, if we so choose.
All
We
right.
can.
And I take it you're serious about this, right?
I am dead fucking serious. I told you that on day one. I am serious as a fucking heart attack, man.
So why not do the same thing and create a PowerPoint as well?
What do you mean? I've made an entire web show, man. What are you talking about?
All right, but I think you could probably teach a little bit better through a slideshow.
Why?
You know, maybe
I think
I
I can teach quite well by using people like you as an example. because whether you want to see it or not,
Do you actually watch those videos?
our previous
Those lives?
conversations,
Yeah.
yes, I did rewatch them.
Even the 4-hour one?
Yes, actually, right after we got done.
Okay.
Yeah, I spent like I spent like an entire work shift, like 4 hours actually live with you. Then I watched the whole 4 hour thing, and by the time I was done, I was exhausted, man. I slept all night.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like the first two, I felt like I did a little good in, but the third one, yeah, I felt like I was like shit. Plus, you couldn't really hear me that much. Like,
Well, there was some
but
audio issues, and like like we said, I'm learning as we're going, and that's
right.
okay. But
I don't blame you for it.
the real thing that's going on with you, Adam, it's not because that you've like done any better or worse. It's that your lack of honesty shows. Go back and listen to yourself again, man. Listen to how many times you lie when you try and call me a pathological liar. You remember the definition of pathological liar? Often they don't even know that they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's because your mind is shackled, brother. You have been told things that are not true. And you had a dream. And do you know what confirmation bias is?
Wasn't just one dream, man.
Well, you told me it was one dream, and that was all it took. And you don't
That was the
dream.
start. That was the start. But even then, I never even finished the story, by the way. And
that's okay.
Can't finish that story.
I don't really care to hear any more of your testimony. Do you know why I don't care? Because it's nonsense. I know.
Right. It's always going to be that.
Do you know why you didn't bother? Because you know it's nonsense. Because anyone can have a dream and anyone can claim to have met gods. And who gives a fuck?
Right.
Right. So what are you doing playing make-believe, man?
That's why I try not to tell anybody about it, honestly, and I try to talk to them from a logical, reasonable, rational sense.
Well, you haven't been doing that with me at all.
Evidently not.
Well, not. I mean, yes, evidently not. The evidence is quite clear. You have not. You are incapable of being honest with yourself, man.
Okay. All right. Well, we've been on here for what, like
2 hours and 16 minutes.
Only 2 hours. Huh?
Yep. It's okay, man. I think that's a pretty good place to end it.
But I would like for you to come up with a PowerPoint. I think it would be good for your show too, because then you can really make me look like a fool. You know,
Adam, I'm not trying to make you look like a fool, and I'm going to say one more sentence, okay? I'm not trying to make you look like a fool, but you have done that quite well. And I'm not trying to be rude, Adam. Okay, I'm being honest with you. You have done that to yourself.
Depending on the relative perception of the audience watching.
Well, anyone who values honesty is going to see that you're full of shit.
All right.
It's your own doing, man. Like I asked,
not gonna do the PowerPoint.
I asked a couple times who controls how you are perceived, Adam. Is that something you control, or is that something that other people control?
Can I respond in an example?
Why don't you just answer the question? I gave you two options. Is it you that controls that, or is it other people that control how you are perceived?
Because before I told you it's the other person, but then I could also say that it is. I could also agree with you and say that it is on you too.
Because it is on you. It's not on anyone else. It's not on anyone else to perceive you in any particular way. It is on you to present yourself so that you may be perceived, right?
You can make a great representation of yourself and people will still view you as an asshole.
Yeah, I didn't say anything about being an asshole. I said, are you a serious person?
An unserious person.
Right. That's not necessarily being an asshole.
A liar.
Adam, if you lie, you're going to be viewed as a liar. Just like Donald Trump is a liar.
And so are you.
No, Adam.
Yes,
Do
you
not do
are.
this
We
again.
already did this before.
Listen. The last
You
time
admitted it.
No, Adam.
Yes, you did.
No.
You admitted it.
I am not a liar. I have lied in the past, and I try my level best to be as
Makes
honest.
you a liar.
No, Adam. A liar is someone who lies with intent. You are lying with intent. You are trying to deceive
you didn't
me.
have intent. You didn't have intent when you lied.
When I lied in
wasn't-
the past, ages ago, when I was not holding the same philosophy that I hold now, have I lied in the past? Yes, Adam. All of us have. I don't make it a practice because I've learned that lying is bad. Right?
Why not, man? Why not protect somebody's feelings? How's that bad? Anyways,
Protecting someone's feelings at the cost of reality is not okay.
oh, what, man?
Protecting
okay with
someone's
that.
feelings at the cost
heard what
of
you said.
reality is not okay. If you have to fucking like lie about the actual world in order to make someone feel better, no, that's just lying. Like, how do you not get it? That's what I asked you earlier when in chat. How are you okay being a liar? Like, this is a choice.
I already asked you. How come when it is I am wrong, I'm a liar?
Okay, we've already talked about this.
Even if I believe it to be true, there's no intent to deceive you.
Okay.
There's no intent to deceive.
Is the Bible true, Adam?
If I say yes, there's no intent to
Yes,
deceive.
there is. Yes, there is.
No, it's not.
Because
I
you
believe,
know.
I believe it's true,
No,
and I
see,
believe
you're
I'm doing
lying.
you a good service.
Because
by
you
telling it
already
is.
know that it's not true, Adam. You already did the comparison with me. Why are you lying? Bruh.
Because your comparison is flawed. It is
No.
weak. The logic
No.
does not check.
Yes, it does.
Go check the laws of logic and see if it actually
Actually,
fits,
that's
because it
funny
does not.
because I was going to bring that up to you too. What
All
are
right,
the
here we
laws
go.
of logic? Do you know the
Pull
three
them
of
up. We
logic?
already know where we're going here. Just pull it up. Let's not look at my words. Let's
It's
just look at the
already
damn
up.
definition.
The fundamental laws of logic are the law of identity, the law of non-contradiction, and the law of the excluded middle. Do you know what those words mean?
I swear there was a couple more in there.
Well, there are many other laws. These are the three fundamental laws.
There was like 6 or 7.
There are more. There are other laws of logic, like the commutative law, the distributive law, the double negation law, right? Right.
Gotcha,
The three fundamental laws of logic that you must, if you want to be anything sort of logical, you must use these, right? The law of identity is a statement is true, then it is true, right? You can't be true and false. That's the second one. If you can't be, you can't be true and false at the same time. That's you understand this? The law of identity is a statement is true, then it is true. And the law of non-contradiction is if something is true, then the opposite of it is false. Right? And then the law of the excluded middle, it either has or does not have what?
I see.
A property. That's a weird one.
You're trying to hold on to.
What?
Law of non-contradiction. That's the one you're clinging on to.
Right.
And you're disregarding the others.
No. The law of non-contradiction means that something cannot be true and false. It's if it's true, then the opposite of it is false. Right? And if something is true, then it is true. And if something is true, then its opposite is false. Right? And then there's the excluded middle, that it can't be true and false at the same time. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get this in simple terms.
Okay.
No, just to make it easier. Right. The law of identity states that something is identical to itself and nothing else. The thing is a thing.
I thought those last examples were pretty clear right there.
They were kind of, but the wording is a little odd. But yeah, the law of identity states that something is identical to itself and nothing else. That means the thing is the thing and it can't be anything else, right? And the law of non-contradiction states that something cannot be true and false at the same time. It's either true or false, right? Right? And then the excluded middle, it's either true or false, and there is no alternative. You cannot have it both ways. That's the excluded middle. So when we talk about genetics being real, it is true that genetics is real. Therefore, the Adam and Eve narrative cannot be true because it does not comport with the true value that is genetics. Period. This is a straight logical connection.
So this might take me like some days, actually.
Okay. Do you get that? If we know a truth value, we can compare a claim against that demonstrated truth value.
Yeah, you didn't teach me anything, nothing new, but you just gave me some good ideas here. And like I said, this is going to take me probably about maybe.
Well, you know where to find me,
maybe
bro.
5 days. Maybe 5 days.
You know where to find me, man. Right?
I would really like though
always.
if you because you wanted to use simple terms, right? I think a PowerPoint would do you very good. I think you would be able to get your point across, very collected, very organized. I know that's not how you want to do it. You just want it to be a conversation.
You mean like I did with this, with the ones? How we can?
Yeah, sure.
Right. That was a visual aid, right? I did that, Adam.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but that's just one, right? That's literally just one.
That's many ones, and they're all different.
But it's just one.
But they're all equal.
And there's no wording down there that you wrote. You just got a bunch of ones.
Yeah, and that's all I needed to make my point. It was the point taken that all these ones are equal, yet they are all different.
Yes, I did understand your point. It wasn't that hard to
I thought it was a rather good point, or a rather good way to do that, right? I thought that showed my point.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I'll give you that. Yeah.
So that is how humans can all be equal and all be different at the same time. Right?
But you can make a PowerPoint based upon like what you know about genetics, maybe like some certain experiments.
Okay,
you know,
I've got another.
Us out of the matrix.
Okay, I've got. Okay, you back at him? Uh-oh. You are not back. I see your bar moving. 1 second. I think it disconnected that. You there, bud?
Yeah, man, you gotta get rid of that WoW cable Wi-Fi you got there.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's very strange. But yeah,
I'm sign up with Spectrum. Not playing.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. I was asking. Do you know a guy on YouTube named Professor Dave?
No.
Okay, you're telling me that I should do all these slides or PowerPoints or whatever. It's already done, man. Like I'm not that guy.
Again, of course, I could always watch somebody else. There are people who do what you do. You're not different.
Actually, no one argues the way I argue. I've watched a lot of this stuff, man.
I've never argued with anyone like you before, man.
Right. Most people that I meet tell me that I'm extremely unique.
I will say though, you do make some pretty unique arguments that I haven't heard before.
Well, I'm glad to be original, man.
Give me a little bit more time, and I'll figure out a little bit way to counter those.
No, you won't, because I'm speaking about reality. You
But
did. That's the thing is you can't counter reality. Reality is.
it would be best if you were able to make a if you were to make a PowerPoint from your point of view, using your words, your perspective, right? You on camera, got your setup there, you know,
Mhm.
pull out a
I'd
whole
much
like
rather just have conversations with people.
teaching
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah. Kind of here already, man. I'm doing that.
I feel it.
What do I need to make a PowerPoint for?
But you know as well as I do, if you watched it like I did,
Hmm.
them 4 hours of conversating was really fucking long and boring.
I don't think it was actually. I see. I view it through a different lens than you.
Right.
You think that it's me just talking out my ass.
No, no, I'm literally getting a
You already said
recollection of
that.
what happened.
You said it's hard for you to take this conversation seriously. So when you look back at it, you're not taking it seriously. So when you see it, you think it's a joke, but it's not. And that's the problem, Adam.
All right, so for the first two times, the first two that I watched, I went in when I first started watching. I was like, man, I did dog shit in these. I know I suck.
And you
Uh,
didn't. You didn't
and I
so
watched it,
much.
and I was like, hey, you know,
Yeah,
not too
right. Because
bad.
it's a
But then,
conversation, man.
but then the third one happened, right? And we'll excuse the audio, right? Even then,
Hmm.
I I really did suck that one. I
Well,
really did suck on the third one. Like there
only
was no there
the
was no
only
debate
thing
on
that
that one. I
Adam,
sucked.
the only thing that sucked about you at all in any of this has been your inability to be honest. That's the only thing. I don't think you're a bad person, bro. Honestly, man, you seem like you're a great guy. When I used to drink, I would have fucking loved to sit down and have a beer with you, man. Hell,
Yeah,
if
you
we were
would,
to
and I
meet,
drank too much.
I bet you I drank a hell of a lot more than you did, man.
Yeah, when I start doing
I had 20
when I
years of
drink a lot,
practice, man.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I didn't. I do goofy shit.
I literally drank longer than you've been alive, bro. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I believe you.
so trust me, I drink more than you. Okay, don't be like that. You already said that you have alcohol problems. Stay away from
I
that shit.
was like that. I'm good. I'm.
Good.
It's not any of my interest.
Yeah,
Like
good.
I'm far from that.
Best one of
Well,
the best decisions I ever made was getting rid of that fucking liquid poison, man. That shit's horrible.
I will try it again. Not like it was before though. It can't be like
I
mainly because I'm just like a bougie alcoholic kind of
I
deal.
can honestly tell you that I will never willingly put alcohol in my body ever again. Ever. The
Well,
way
I
I
can't say that.
No, I can. It goes
But
back to the way that I quit. I am an alcoholic, right? So I knew that I had to change my way of thinking. So when I woke up in a jail cell again, drunk as shit and like going, oh my God, what the fuck did I do? And having the stupid half memories and all the shame and all the regret came crashing down. I grabbed a hold of that shit, man. And I
mhm.
didn't let it go. I balled it all up and I tore it down and I put it inside of me in that little empty spot that you guys like to call that quiet place inside you,
Mhm.
right?
Just shove it deep down, you know,
Right.
until one day just
No, I didn't shove it down to bury it. I shoved it down to keep it, to hold on to that shame and that regret and the
what you what do you
and
mean? Like to just keep it? What do you
to
mean?
hold
Like
on to it
to
so that
treasure it?
no, not treasure it. I despise how it makes me feel. And every
Well,
single time, if I ever have a stray thought, if I had a bad day or have had an argument or something, and I have a stray thought that I want to go have a drink, I grab that ball of shame and regret and I drag it up and I wallow in it. And I tell myself, do you want to be that man again? And no, I don't want to be that man. And I will never, as long, like I said, I will never consciously, as long as my will is intact, I will never put alcohol in my body again.
well, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because
very good.
that's like I said, 20 years of experience drowning my pain taught me some things, man.
Yeah, man. I was uh there's some details there I prefer
That's all
not to
good, man.
share.
I know we've all
But
got our issues, man.
right.
Do you understand that we're a broken people?
I would just say I probably will drink again, but just because I'm kind of the bougie kind of guy. Like when I became the alcoholic deal, right? I was cheap bottom shelf, right? Anything,
Anything that
whatever.
works. Yep. Why spend a
But
bunch of money? Been there.
right, right. But well, I would also I would lie to myself, yeah. Like I would tell myself like, yeah, man, I only drink the top shit. I only drink $20, $10 bottles, right? $10 is the
Yeah.
lowest I go. And then when I didn't have $10,
Yep. That goes
well,
right out the damn window, doesn't
right,
it?
right. There goes
Yep.
your whole bougie shit. But
Yep.
yeah, I can't say I won't drink anymore. I'll probably
Well, you're
I'll
young,
probably
man.
get like a
You're
fine
25,
whiskey
right?
or well, I really like whiskey, man. Like
Yeah, Black Velvet was my drink of choice, man.
honey flavored. Well, I'm kind of a regular Jack Daniels honey
Yeah,
kind of
my
guy
my
or Crown
my
Royal.
brother. Yeah, Crown was is one of my favorites too. But yeah, I don't drink that shit,
Crown
man.
Royal Apple, man, or the
Yeah, my brother
Jack
was
Daniels honey.
into Jack Daniel's honey. My stepbrother. Yeah, that was like his drink of choice. That shit
You
just
get one of
give me a
those.
hangover, man.
You get some of that with a fat Cuban.
Yeah,
Makes you
yeah,
feel like a
bet,
king.
bet.
Makes you feel like a king.
Now, back in the day, like when I was your age, I was drinking Hot Damn 100 proof and Captain Morgan Chaser. Yep.
Oh, gross,
I
man.
know, man.
I don't know what
I
hot damn
know.
is, but Captain Morgan,
Hot
man, you
Damn
basically
is Hot Damn
drinking
is
Sharpie
cinnamon
water,
schnapps.
cinnamon schnapps.
100 proof cinnamon schnapps. So it burns
Sounds
going
like
down.
is it similar to Fireball?
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds good. I like
It
Fireball.
it's actually it's pretty good, but like I said, it's poison. So
Right, right, right. It's just dangerous.
Yeah.
Watch
So if
out.
you do have alcohol problems, seek help.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Basically, the way I plan, if I do it, the way I plan to do it is set a rule like no more than
If you're
two
making
glasses, two
Nope.
half glasses.
If you're making deals with yourself, then you're going down a very, very dark path, bro. Not joking. Just from I know that
See,
from experience. If you're making deals with yourself, well, I'm only going to have this to drink, and I'm only going to do this one, and I'm only going to do that. You're walking a very, very shady line, man.
no, I understand where you're coming
Yep.
from because
Yep.
I was like that. That's why I just stopped because I
Yep.
was like, look, I'm
Best
clearly a person who can't handle this shit.
smoke weed, man. If you need something to take an edge off, smoke weed.
Right, right.
Like
But
for real. For
that's the
real.
thing is, I like alcohol. Like I just
I know, me too. That's why I don't drink it.
I am the kind of bougie guy. Like there's something about the nice fancy glass bottles, right? Like if you
So get
get
a nice
yourself a
fancy glass
little
bong.
couple $100 wine, couple $100 bottle of wine,
Yeah.
especially Jewish wine, it's actually really good. Jewish or Italian, really good
I've
shit.
never been a wine guy. Like
Uh,
never saw the draw to it. It just tastes like rotten grape juice. So.
you had to get it. You'd have to get a good brand, good one.
I've had good wine. Yeah, but well, they told me it
Yeah.
was good wine, but it didn't taste good to me.
I mean, there was this cheap stuff I used to grab from Kroger's. It was like a little small, like Jewish wine deal, but it tasted exactly like grape juice, not rotten grape juice, but
Yeah,
real
but
grape juice.
we
But
don't need to be talking about booze, man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Enough about alcohol and
Yep.
heroin. I mean, what?
What? No,
All right, man.
that's actually one of the few that I'd never tried to do. I think I may
Yeah.
have inadvertently snorted some with some dope one time, but
Oh man.
I always figured that if I had to use a needle to get it into my body, then that wasn't for me.
Yeah, like I said, I grew up kind of hoodish, so
Oh yeah,
well, you see a lot of that,
oh
especially
yeah,
here in Ohio.
yeah.
I don't know where you're
Hey,
at,
I'm just
but
north of you, man. I'm in Michigan.
oh well, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
see, that's why we're arguing, man.
yeah, man. Still pissed off about the last couple games, man. What the fuck?
Oh, I don't give a shit about sports, man.
Yeah, I don't
Just
either.
just another distraction, man.
Right. But
There's more important things going on than throwing a ball around the field, man.
for sure, for sure. No, I
That's
don't
what
see how people really get mad and start fighting over there. That's what
I know.
blows my mind. It's
Especially
got
when
to
there's
be.
better things to be like worrying about, like politics, man. I don't understand how people don't pay attention to politics. It's the most exciting game in the world.
I mean, it's kind of why partially I think it's like I know you wouldn't believe this, but a demonic spirit involved. Because
Nope.
seriously, how does a game of football get whole mobs, crowds of people really trying to hurt each other or causing complete destruction and chaos to the rest of the city, setting shit on fire
Like
and
they just
stuff?
did it in Philly for the Eagles.
I mean, yeah,
Did
like,
you see that shit where they
yeah,
asked
like
the mayor asked them not to climb light poles, and then a bunch of people went out and climbed light poles.
they're like, fuck this
One dude
shit,
died.
yeah.
Did you see that shit?
Like,
One dude died
what?
from climbing a light pole.
Yeah,
It was
like
crazy, man.
really, like what happens to like that's the only thing I come up with is just a demonic possession of some sort. Maybe not a
No,
full possession.
no, it's not demonic
I know. You
possession.
you would
Like,
have a different
well,
version of it. You'd call it probably
there's
mental
explanations
illness,
for it. Well, no,
probably a
I don't think it would be called be mental illness. It's called fanaticism.
fanaticism.
Yes, that's why they call them
Okay.
fans. Yep, we got disconnected again. I think that's going to go ahead and be all for it, folks. But we may be back talking with Adam again. He apparently has a PowerPoint presentation that he's preparing. I don't know if he's going to or not. I kind of doubt it. But we'll see if he shows up with anything. And I'm going to go ahead and sign it off. Be good to each other. Stand up. Use your voice. There's reasons why we need to pay attention. And when we don't, society suffers the consequences as it is now. So enjoy yourselves, people. Be nice to each other and have a good one.